Yep.
Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra, Kaye, and I'm sitting here with Donovan, the Black Yule Brenner Saadiq. We're going to be joined by Tay Culture in just a little bit. We are talking Black Business 101 today. Everything, all things Black business. Now is the perfect time to talk about Black businesses. Because there's while everything is in despair, if you will, right now, and turmoil, there's also great opportunities to talk about building businesses, improving businesses, customer service, just the whole realm of Black business. So we are going to get into it. We're just going to wait for a couple more people to come on here before we get this conversation rolling. So what's up, Donovan? It's been like, how long has it been since I've physically seen you?
About 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks, yes.
Yeah, a little over 2 weeks. Yeah, a little over 2 weeks.
Yeah, so this whole little coronavirus is well, it's actually not messing up the rotation, if you will. It's just,
Hey, my life isn't affected. And by the way, I want to tell people that are expecting that one-time payment of $1,200. If you're a veteran, let's say you don't work, let's say you're retired like myself, you get a check because, if you got your Social Security or veterans, you'll get a check. So even if you didn't make a IRS claim last year, don't despair. You're going to get a check as well.
Oh, all right.
And you know what I'm going to do with that check?
What you going to do?
Right? Going to the casino.
No, you ain't going to
the big casino
because the casino is closed. So
the big casino, the Wall Street.
Right. So we'll give everybody another 30 seconds or so, and then we'll go ahead and get popping. Just sending a message here. So anyway, I'll go ahead and just kick it off. So anyway, as you guys know, we are in the midst of, there she hey.
Hey.
So anyway, we are in the midst of the coronavirus. I don't even know what the pandemic. Okay, we're in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, and so right now, few people are actually able to work or even leave the house. Many of us have this whole stay-at-home order where they're I don't know if it's really even an order at this point. It's just kind of a suggestion right now for people to stay in the house to stop the spread of the coronavirus. We know we all live in Riverside County. We saw an article yesterday. Oh, what happened to Donovan? Donovan disappeared. Well, he'll be back. So anyway, we got we saw in the newspaper rather that Riverside County, they said by May 1st, they're going to see an uptick of about 50,000 people with the coronavirus, and about 1,000 will die. And so it's really a serious thing that we need to stay home, right? And so while we are staying home, this is a great opportunity for everybody, especially Black people, because why? Black people are at the bottom of the totem pole of everything, economically, especially when you don't have any money, you have no power, you have no say-so, you have nothing. You can take your ass to the polls and you can vote as much as you want, but if you ain't got no money behind that vote, it don't matter. So while we are all at home, and I've seen quite a few people talk about in their neighborhood, especially if you live in a Black neighborhood, like in California, we don't really have Black neighborhoods like that anymore. But I've seen a lot of people on social media say, a lot of people in their neighborhoods are having barbecues, they're hanging out. First of all, we ain't supposed to be doing all that. And second of all, why not, if you with your family, the people you are quarantined with, get together and figure out a way to move the ball forward. Like, we need to be thinking about grand strategy. What's a grand? Hey, Richard, what's a grand strategy? That's the big plan. What are we going to do? Are we going to improve? Are we going to stay the same? Are we going to scrap it? Like, what are we going to do, right? So that's what we need to do. So that's what we're going to spend time here doing today. And so, Tay, I want you to go ahead and lead and tell us your experience, because Tay and I had a long conversation yesterday. And by the way, Tay is my niece. We had a long conversation yesterday about just everything Black businesses. And so, said, hey, come on the show, talk about it. So what you want the people to know?
Well, Hello, everyone. So I'm this is my second time on the show. I am the co-owner of Sweets by Netta. So we are a baking company. My sister is the baker. I run all the administration things. So you can follow us on Instagram or find us on Facebook as Sweets with a Z by Netta, Netta. And we have a 5-star rating on Facebook and Google. So hit us up for your sweets and your needs. Yeah, right now is definitely a weird time to be in business and to be an entrepreneur. And I do, like you said, as for us to be at the bottom of the totem pole, I feel like for us right now, for businesses, even if they're Black or not, well, mostly, businesses or people of color who are disenfranchised like us, I feel like this is a time, this is a reset. And this is a huge opportunity. We shouldn't see this as, well, everybody's stuck and that's closing everything off, because right now I'm sitting here thinking like, dang, what would be a business that's going to boom once this is over? What are people going to rush to once they can get out of the house? So for me right now, I'm thinking, because, to me, I don't mind having multiple streams of income. So I'm like, what other business can I create that maybe once people are in their house, they're like, as soon as we get out the house, we're going to hire somebody to do this, that, and the third. So I think Black people right now should be thinking about opportunities, because federal interest rates are low in order for us to get started on some things. And I'm sure the banks are going to be happy to start getting some loans going for people to get into business. So I think right now everybody needs to be creating a master plan for themselves, or if they already have a business, try to find out, how do you make your business something essential, or something that people are see as a necessity. So I do hope that everyone can take advantage of this opportunity to be home, to work on their vision boards and their journaling and their business plans. So soon as you get out, you go into the banks like, look, I spent a whole month on this, and I can see how this could be profitable.
Right. And I'm glad you have anything to add to that, Donovan?
No, I'm just
okay.
waiting.
Hello, Sam. I am. And on Facebook, we are going to get to every last one of your comments, and we shall be safe, and you do the same, Sam. I am. So anyway, yes, no, absolutely. It is a great time to strategize. For, and I get it. A lot of people are just so used to the hustle and bustle, and so now people haven't any other choice but to stay home. So I get it.
Yes.
Maybe the first week you adjust, you watch all the Netflix. I hear a noise in the background. What is it here? You watch all the Netflix stuff on the planet and things like that. But after a while, you have to say to yourself, okay, like what, to your point, Tay, what is it that I can do to improve? Because we know out of recessions and depressions came great ideas, many great ideas. They said, like the Ubers and all that kind of stuff came out of the 2008 recession. We know a lot of, I think they said the most millionaires in history, if I'm not mistaken, and businesses were created out of the Great Depression. We all know the Great Depression was the most abysmal time financially in America. And so it is time to be creative, because I've heard somebody say, and it was just like odd and weird, but I've heard somebody say that Black people now we are all on an equal playing field with everybody due to this pandemic. And I'm like, how did you come to that conclusion? If anything, Black people are going to be even worse off when this is done, because for one, even though we see $1.3 trillion a year in our community, we don't keep any of it, right? And with this stimulus package that they have, I guess because it changes all the time, so it's hard for me to even really keep up. But I guess they're going to send, $1,200 out to people. Unfortunately, a lot of people I see on social media, because I can't see them physically, right, are talking about tricking it off. Oh, I can't wait till I get my $1,200, and it's like, why? Okay, and most people probably gonna need it. Like, that's money already spent. Let's just chalk it up to the game, right? It's money already spent. But if it's not money already spent for you, it's not money you had or you were even counting on. Why not just use it to start a business, or maybe throw it into the stock market or something like that, right? But then now is a perfect time to get together with your family. Most people are together, playing cards and all that. That's nice. Tay, I think you said your family was playing the cash flow game. Can't hear you.
Mike.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Nope.
Can't,
No, I had it.
Can't hear you. So anyway, while she's getting her sound, no. Oh, maybe it's my end. I didn't meet you.
No, it's not your end. If you can hear me, yeah, I can't hear you.
Can you talk now? No. So what?
Yeah.
We can't hear you. So anyway, we'll wait till you get your mic together. We can't hear you.
No. She's got it. Her mic is low.
I'll turn your mic up. Sorry, you guys. This is like real life here, real time. Let's see.
She'll figure it out.
But go ahead.
But with that $1,200, you got Ray and Pookie and all these people down there. A lot of us live in the same communities or within distance of each other. Correct. Right. So if everybody's getting $1,200, why don't we practice group economics like everybody else? Because $1,200, yeah, you can start a business, but not like a business. But if you got you, me, you, blah, blah, we all get together, that's $1,200 times, 6 people, that's $7,000 right there to really start an endeavor.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot that you could do. And like you said, if you have, can you send Tay a message, tell her maybe to go back out and come back in? No, she can't. She's going to go back out. So a lot of people, there's a lot of people in a household. Let's say you got 5 people in a household.
Right.
People in a household. That's $4,800 right there.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do with $4,800? And that's Sam I Am said, you say, work on a business plan, sell what you don't use on eBay, Amazon, Etsy, and a whole host of things. Yeah, I mean, now's a great time for people to clean out their garages, And as Tay said earlier, when the economy in the United States get back up and running, then you're ready to go instead of, we can hear you now. Tay?
Yay.
Yes, we
yes.
did. Yeah, so we'll start working on that business plan now. That way, when everything gets up and running, you'll be ready to go instead of I think I'm gonna get on out there and see what we need to do. No, you already be doing that now. And I would imagine, I don't know, maybe the tax money is gone because now people actually have to pay bills with the money. I don't know. Doesn't seem like people got a good opportunity to get out there and start spending the money yet. So there's still some money left over there, but definitely work on a business plan. Think about what we need now. What is needed? Like in our community, we need everything.
Everything
you can think of. And I'm not talking about the good time stuff, if you will. I'm talking about just the regular stuff. We need grocery stores. We need, medical stuff. We need a whole host of things. We need banks. There's a lot of stuff that we, like every other community has. You go to, as they say, Chinatown or something, they got all that. They got stores on top of stores. They'll never run out of food, right? They got their own banks. They like West Covina and all those other neighborhoods in California anyway. You drive through there, a portion of the 60 freeway, you look on both sides, is nothing but, Asian-owned businesses, and it's in Vietnamese, Chinese, and Japanese. Is like, I don't even know what kind of building that is. And we are, in America. That's a whole other story, but we need everything. It doesn't have to, we don't have to start big. We can start with something small. Like a lot of our neighborhoods, they say there's a food desert. How about start some sort of a farm or a fruit stand or something? Like, I would love to drive through the neighborhood and be able to go get some fruits from a fruit stand, for a lot of people.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because in Moreno Valley, back in the 70s and early 80s, there used to be a fruit stand right off the old 215. And, people would go there and get fresh fruit and dates and all that other good stuff. And that's one of the great memories I had growing up here. But unfortunately, we being how we are, we follow into what the master tells us what is right. So when you see that Mexican on the side of the freeway selling orange, oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm too good for that.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
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 Right.
It's sad.
We're too
that's
good to do that. So.
But we need that kind of stuff, though.
Yeah, but remember, you got to remember, we did all that for free, for 400 years. So I think that may be one reason why I think Black people don't want to get into agriculture, honestly, because that was something that our ancestors were forced into. So I think Black people are like, we want more. We want our eyes on the prize. That to us, it's like that's stupid low because that's what they slaved us out to do,
Yeah,
so they don't want to pick no strawberries or whatever now, because I think Black people as a whole see it beneath us.
Right. And yeah, I guess that's true too. I'm not gonna do that. And let's be honest, ain't none of us in our mamas might have, but ain't none of us pick no cotton, no strawberries, and none of that stuff. So
tobacco.
We don't really necessarily know it unless you just, grew up in the South where they do that kind of stuff. So we don't really know the full scope of having to do that. But the other part of that, there's money in doing that. We gonna go buy some strawberries, oranges, apples, whatever, from the white man. Why not buy it from the Black man? Somebody needs to get into it. My dad, he studied what do you call it? Herbiculture, where you learn
herbiculture.
And all that. He studied that in high school, and he knows how to do all of that. But that was kind of the stuff they knew how to do back then, because they grew their own stuff, and it was just nature to them. But now, we'd have to go to Donovan's house because that's where all the fruit trees are. We don't do that. As you said, to your point, we're too good for that. But Farrakhan said this best. He says, well, we eat bread. Why not have somebody grow the wheat, then somebody harvest the wheat, then make the bread and sell the bread? That's what everybody else does. We're like, where is the Black bread company? Anybody know of some Black bread out there?
No, I don't even think about that when I buy bread.
But who sells bimbo bread? Is that name of it bimbo bread? Is that the Mexican bread?
Oh yeah. Bimbo. Those are good. The little treats.
Right, but where is Black people bread company?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really stuff as simple as that. But I think a lot of times in business, we like, no shade to nobody. And I'm not even hating because I can't eat it. But we got enough barbecue snacks, I think.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I'm just saying. Like, how much?
We got enough fish joints.
How much fish and chicken can we eat? And I get it. We need that stuff too, but where's
but that's what we.
Well, you also got to remember, you got your St. Louis, you got your Louisiana, you got your South Carolina. That's what makes it different.
That's what we grew. But I mean, at the same time, Mexicans ain't saying we got enough tacos and burritos.
You know why they not saying that? Because they can go to make those tacos and burritos to their own stores. They got Cardenas, they got Mexican, they got El Super, they got.
Well, here's a true story.
What's that?
Here's a true story. I'm sitting at the college at Valley College, and it's lunchtime. And this lady comes in with this cart off the street. I don't, obviously she's off the street. All the Mexicans that are in the building that are employees are buying her product off the street. I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, she's coming on school property, but they called her, I guess, like a takeout thing. And she had the little plates and everything was ready to go. And, and again, I'm looking at them practicing group economics against the odds.
Well, you think about it, if you ever sit in the barbershop or the beauty shop, I mean, you got people coming in there selling fried fish and some greens while everybody getting their hair done.
Right.
So
I don't get my hair done.
You might get some lined up. I don't know. But
I'll do myself.
Like I think we do. I want to give Black people some credit. I think we do at times celebrate. I mean, we do participate in group economics and that, and we do support our people in a certain way. I think we just unfortunately have a tendency to, see certain things as negative. Well, I don't want to just do Black stuff. I don't want to just do this, in stuff, whatever, and all that. I think, if we see pride, there's a lot of us don't have pride in our culture. Part of that comes from we don't really have a specific origin. And, you
Sure.
know, I think that because of that, and because we've had so many negative things happen in our past, that now even when we have culture, it like, what I love about HBCUs is that's where, you know, like our culture is celebrated. And you know, we have certain things that we do, and the step in, like we did a Sweets by Netta did an event for Under Armour, and it was Black History Month, so we did Black History cupcakes, and they had a step team come. And you know, they were the one who was the lady who organized it was saying, like, you know, we were just trying to think, like, what can we do, because for the I think it was like a Chinese New Year, they had, you know, they had the dragons, and
Right.
you know, it's like it's all
Something
this
symbolic.
pride
That's
and this
right.
culture and symbolism.
Right.
And for us, it's like, you know, music and dance and drums and stepping. And I think we really need to take more time to put stuff in our culture and say, what's us? That's a Black thing. Like that's what we do. That's how we have fun. We barbecue, we step, we dance. And you know, it should just be more. We should be proud to have more symbolism. We should be proud to have more Black businesses, and proud to say, I'm gonna go with this man, or we, you know, this is our thing. If we step into that, I believe that we can succeed more as a culture, instead of just seeing everything that Black people do being lazy, or we show up late, or you
Well,
know, who made the potato salad kind of thing.
right. You have something to say, Donovan?
Well, I would agree with you. Now, I'm not really big on HBCUs. My son went to an HBCU. My niece went to an HBCU. They give a false sense of the past rather than what these kids are dealing with the future. Because, again, it's just my opinion. It's a great school. You get a great education there, no doubt about that. However, they don't prepare those kids to realize you're not going to a Black business and your Greek brother is going to help you out. Most likely, you're going to a white business, and you know, and deal with that. And a lot of them come out of that environment, and they, you know, they're so used to being Black, everything in Black pride. They get out into the real world, and it's like a shock to them. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying,
No, yeah.
You know, it's a great education, but the HBCUs need to revamp and prepare these kids for the real world. There are no major Black corporations that they're going to go to that they experience while in that HBCU world.
All right.
And I agree. I dealt with that in Atlanta a lot, because while I was filming, because I had a business out there as a film producer, I hooked up with a lot of other Black people in the business, and they were going to those HBCUs, and it was I'm blackity black. It was just like, that's just the whole thing, which is great. But at the same time, we should be able to, and we were talking about this yesterday, D, we should be able to have a Black business, but be able to serve everybody. Because it's just, if we, you my homie, lover, friend, we all cool, whatever, you my brother, my sister, we all that, but then we're not practicing the real customer service skills, and we're not having certain skills that we need in code switching, which is vital for us to survive as a Black business. Because it's just, well, I don't have to learn all that white corporate world stuff, because I'm gonna be over here with my people and with my Black business. And I do see that as the reason why a lot of Black businesses fail, due to just not having those skills. Because you can succeed at your mama and them house, and have fun there, but when you take it somewhere else, it's gonna be a different kind of response. We gotta, like I said, we gotta learn how to have businesses with models, that model for everybody, not just Black people.
All right, so let me get to some of these comments, and I want to address some of the things you guys said really quick. Okay, so hey, Charles was having, says, D on point. Black people get off that porch. What's up, Donovan? Welcome, guest Tay. And then Adrian, what's happening? Take facts. And then Sam I Am says, the whites and Chinese sell Black stuff, and we buy it up, but can't live in the same neighborhood as them. Great point. And I want to address something you guys both said, especially in regards to like the HBCUs and us not having Black pride. I would beg to differ with that a little bit. We do have Black pride. The problem that we have is a lack of knowledge of self, because there's a lot of things that identify us as being Black a lot of things from the motherland, a lot of things historically, you know, here in America. We just only go off of the narrative that the white man has taught us about ourselves. And so we just have to be willing and open to learn those things about us. Now, when I say we don't need, you know, any more barbecue spots, and I'm dead serious with that. Like, barbecue was great. If I, you know, I don't have a thing against meat, I just don't eat it. But there's so many other things that we need. There's so many other things that we need. We need, you know, I need to be able to go to the black butcher shop to buy the barbecue. Where these black people buying the barbecue, the meat from? They're probably buying it from some Asian, somebody white or Mexican. They're not buying it from the black butcher shop. You know, so there's a lot of other stuff we need because, yeah, we can go, you know, buy some black stuff here and there. But until we finally realize, I don't know, somebody got some feedback on their mic, but when we finally realize that, you know, we need to think, I don't want to say bigger, but just maybe more simpler. Does that make any sense? Now, as far as HBCUs, you know, I think they're important because they do teach us. I didn't go to a black university, but they do teach, you know, black students, rather black pride and things like that. I think one of the things they can do is maybe teach more of group economics. I don't know what that is. Somebody's got something clicking in the background. Yeah, maybe it's yours, Kaye. There you go. So maybe they need to teach more group economics because, like Donovan said, when they go outside of the school, they're probably going to go work for somebody white. So I don't know. Like I said, I can't speak on what they do there, but maybe they do need to teach more about building black businesses. That way they don't have to go beg the white man to go get a job.
And corporations, like you said, not just businesses, but big corporations.
But, and I'll let you guys get to your point after this point here. Carter G. Woodson spoke to a lot of us going to get these big time degrees. We all want to be doctors and lawyers and psychologists and all this other stuff, but nobody wants to come back home and be the local grocer, be the local laundromat or the cleaner. Because we all have. I don't take my clothes to the cleaners because I just do it myself. But most people take their clothes to the cleaners. And who are you taking your clothes to get cleaned by?
Chinese lady.
Yeah.
Where the black cleaners at?
George Jefferson stopped in the 80s.
Exactly. Now I got a car. Y'all got a car? Everybody, you got two cars. Where's the black auto mechanics at? Where's their?
That's me.
Well, I know you preach your own stuff. For me and Tay, other than my daddy's up there now. He ain't getting under no hoods and all that other stuff no more. So where am I going to take my car? Most likely it's going to be, you know, to the Mexicans because they all mostly own auto shops. Where brother and them, you know, break stop. See what I'm saying? So a lot of times we think, I don't want to say too big, like, because I don't want to sound negative, but we don't think about the everyday
big enough.
When I need to walk my ass out this house, like I need to get some headlights changed. Can I go to the brother man? Do he got a boys?
Yeah.
Well, I always told you need that done. Stop by the house.
Well, you know, we on quarantine right now, so. But you
just add that to Al's bill.
Right.
Where the white man is, we think, well, we got to do with the white man, and what the white man is just like, well, these Mexicans and Asians out here making a lot of money too. So. And then
guess where they making a lot of that money at? In our neighborhood.
Black neighborhood.
Right. Just like it was Sam I Am said that. He's making that in our neighborhood. You know, that we under this whole pandemic right now. Who y'all think gonna suffer the most? It's gonna be us. And I've heard a lot of people say, or I saw them say rather, on Facebook, that a lot of these stores, these Asians and Arabs and all that, they still open in the neighborhoods. And I'm like, where are these people with the good sense in the neighborhoods? For one thing, to report their ass, because they ain't supposed to be open unless I guess it's deemed a necessity, you know. Mm-hmm. But they're still raking up all the little money we got, and they taking that money right back to their neighborhoods. Why don't we have the mom and pop shops in our neighborhood? So that's what I mean by, you know, barbecue is cute. You know, I'm not hating on it. I'm not hating on the chicken. But I need to be able to go get me some other stuff other than some
I love me some wings, D.
I know.
I need my wings.
So, you know, and you guys, if you have any comments, please go ahead and comment. For whatever reason, I only see a couple of them. So I don't know if that's all there is. Maybe people just kind of, you know, watching us speak today. But, you know, we need some other stuff. So let's transition here. Customer service.
Oh, my God. Black customer service. Oh, you can. Oh, let me call my mama. She'll tell you some stories.
Oh, my.
Who wants to take on customer service?
Well, you know, and it's sad because it always has to deal with the attitude of that Black customer service supposedly representative, just that nasty attitudes. But go ahead.
I'll say I worked at a gas station called Quick Trip. It's on the southeast. The closest out west they have is Arizona. But I worked there for 4 years, and they're one of you know, Fortune's top 100 companies when it comes to customer service. And so I learned a lot being there, and they taught us, like, it don't matter who you are, what race you are, and who comes to the door. They didn't say, oh, well, you know, if somebody come in here sagging, you ain't got to greet them. They never said that. You got to greet every single person every single time, satisfy your customer. They gave us $25 every day. If somebody complaining about something, go ahead and put $25 on their pump just to satisfy them. They taught us a lot of things about that, and I took that into every business that I've had. And for me, it's so important to make sure that I have loyal customers, because I can have 30 customers a month and still not be as successful as if I did have 2 very loyal customers, because we have people that order with us every single month, and some of them order every like 2 times a month just in sweets alone. So I want to make sure that they're satisfied. But if I, you know, only catering to Black people the way that we receive customer service, because that's what I told you, D. We sometimes, Black people with Black businesses, treat their customers the same way we're used to be treated. And because they're not used to understanding, they don't have the education of how to give great customer service and how to receive great customer service. You know, we just like, well, I don't want to go to her because she and she got this and that going on. I've had so many customers just, you know, it'd be the Black people like, well, Netta can't do this for me, and who are you, and what's an administrator, and can I get a discount? And it's like a vicious cycle of bad customers and bad customer service. So I'm not gonna go to somebody just because they Black, because they have, you know, just because they're Black, but they have high prices, bad customer service. They not listening to my needs. They just here, you know, take what you should get. I feel like a lot of Black business owners treat their customer like, you just got to be lucky enough that you dealing with me, or you should just be happy, you know, you're my customer. Like, that's not a privilege. It's your privilege that I'm your customer.
Right. And so let me get to something. Donovan, you saw Sydney's comment. That's why you laughed.
That's right. The Black fuel burner.
So anyway, hey, Brandon, what's happening? He said the China virus. Right, China virus is over. I'm gonna leave that one alone. But yes, it is spreading. They actually said that the United States has surpassed China and Italy as far as cases now. So we are all in deep doo-doo, just to say the least. Not us, but everybody else, because we are home, right? What's happening? It says definitely need more local mom and pop shops. Yeah, we just do. We need to go and get the stuff we need, right? And that's for our people. That's group economics, keeping the money in the community. It is said that as of now, the dollar in the Black community circulates less than 6 hours. Anywhere else, like a white community, a Jewish community, it's like upwards of 30 days, 20 to 30 days before it leaves their community. So it leaves our community because we don't really have it. Like, okay, I'll give you a barbecue plate on payday, but I'm going to need the stuff when I go to Walmart. I'm going to need some Q-tips, some tissue, some, you know, laundry soap and all of that. Like, I tried to order some paper towels and toilet paper through this Black company called Freedom Paper, but they don't deliver out here. You know, but I tried, you know. And so let's see. And Francesca, what's happening? Yeah. He said needs a lot of help with that customer service area, and we're going to talk about that. And Brandon,
and don't get me wrong. I mean, I think it's up to the company to train the people how they're supposed to be. But you can go into the simplest of jobs. And I'll give you a good example. My mom called me all the way from Louisiana, and she was just going to go get a sweet tea from McDonald's through the drive-through. And the attitude that the girl had was so damn nasty that I'm just like, my mom be going off. And I just be like, well, it's this diva mentality. It's not cute when it comes to dealing with other people outside of your community. It really isn't. But that's the image.
Diva mentality.
Yeah, but that's the image these mothers or these young women think is acceptable, and it's not.
So it sounds like you saying Black women are having an issue.
Yeah, did you hear that too? That's how I heard that. I heard that it's always the Black woman's fault.
Well, I mean, where are they learning this from? We know the daddy ain't there.
So that's Brandon, say Black women have horrible customer service. Well, sounds like that's what a lot of people are saying. Black businesses have horrible customer service. We're going to talk about that. Sydney says, wait, what the hell? The Black Fuel Brenner? And Sam I says, I treat all my customers the way I want to be treated. They're green money paying my bills. And Sam, what business do you have? And what's up, Sydney? So anyway, Black customer service. I tell you, having some technical difficulties there.
Keeping that phone up.
Black customer service. All right, so Black customer service is an issue. But I would ask this. Is it more of an issue than anybody else? When I say anybody else, white businesses, Asian businesses, Arab businesses. I mean, are we worse?
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
How so?
D. Okay. I'll tell you this. My nails, I got bare nails and I'm looking bad. I usually get my nails done. And I went to this usual spot that I go to, and it was, for the men, a fill, is like a re-up pretty much. It's not the whole getting the full set on there. And it was only an $8 difference from me getting a full set and a fill. Now this is the Asian spot. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, okay, I'm done. Like I told the lady, this is crazy. I'm done. And I wanted to go on and find me a Black nail tech. I found this girl, and she had $25 full sets. I was like, oh, I'm geared up. I'm ready, and I'm like, thank God, like this is great. And the day before I was about to hit her up from a fill, she posted on Instagram all these rules and regulations. You can't bring your kids with you to an appointment. You can't bring anybody else with you to an appointment unless you're a minor. Then it's one person. She don't do outside fills, so your nails got to be bare to put her nails on. She don't mess with nobody else. It was just like, it was like a list of 40 things. And, we may not sometimes receive good customer service elsewhere, or it's like if we go to the white business, Asian business, it may be, hey, they have good prices, but they don't provide good customer service. But the Black people, they want $80 hoodies, but you gotta wait 2 weeks to get it shipped in the mail, and maybe we don't have your size. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's like, hey, I could go to the Asian spot. Maybe I'm paying a little bit more, but damn, at least I could bring my baby in the stroller. I don't have to find a babysitter just to go get my nails done real quick. That's the kind of stuff that.
All right, so hold that thought, because I'm gonna address that. Deanna, she wants to chime in, but hold on. So hold your thought. So, Marcus, what's happening? Says I like the idea that you're sharing. Oh, but I am to the point now where I just realized that the cloud is too big. I brought up the fact that America has more think tanks than any country, any Black people, and Black people only have 2. It is well-oiled machine that is working against us, and we have no idea how to stop it, or even the mentality to just leave it to self-destruct. I totally agree with you. That's why I was saying earlier, we have to educate ourselves, but we don't do that. And Sydney says that could be the issue. We ain't there. Okay. And then Brandon, you say Black businesses only have horrible customer service towards Black people. All right. Well, And so I asked that question. Is it just us? And okay, I'm gonna hold that thought too, Brandon, for a second, because the reason why I asked that question, is it just us? Because we know it's not just us. The problem is we don't have a lot of businesses, and so it is more, I think, more obvious. Now, I'm not going to say, that Black customer service is lacking. It is. But as I say all the time, I use the example of Taco Bell. Somebody's got some noise in the background again. I use the example of Taco Bell. They screw your order 15 times a week, but yet you keep going back. You don't go on Facebook and kill Taco Bell and say, "Oh, Taco Bell, they tripping." They just the lady in there got an attitude with me. She didn't have. I asked her for the hot taco sauce, and she gave me the mild taco sauce. We don't do none of that. So, and then we can go on Facebook every week and see an Asian whooping the sister ass.
And it be the same nail shop.
Yeah, I mean, then we see. People putting videos up of Arabs, beating up people's kids and, selling them rotten food and all that other stuff. But Sister Girl, and I'm not saying Sister Girl don't have no issues. I'm not saying she don't, because she probably do. But let Sister Girl, pop her gum too loud. Oh, shit, we going to have a whole Facebook post about it. Everybody going to get it because the last time. So what we do is we kill our businesses now. And I'm going to let you guys speak. And I'll get you guys' comments. Mm-hmm. The problem is, Sister Girl got to set all those rules, which she is working against herself. But she tell you can't do that. She's working against herself. But I think we need to see the bigger picture. And that Sister Girl got to do all of that, charge a little bit more, because she know a lot of people ain't gonna go to her. They gonna go to the Asians. So her prices got to be higher. But the people were smart and say, okay, well, I don't necessarily like everything Sister Girl doing. I'm gonna go in there if I'm just gonna get a manicure. If I'm gonna go spend $5 with her a week, because hell, I do my own nails, but I'm hearing of women spending $80, $100, $200 a time getting their nails done. But you spending that money with the Asians, who ain't gonna be all that great to you either. But you sacrifice.
Some spots are. I found a new nail shop.
But listen, I've been in some of those shops back in the day too, and it wasn't all that great either,
Yeah.
But I think we have a lack of education amongst our people. It's easier for us to talk. I'm not saying you guys, but it's easy for us to talk about those people instead of saying, "Hey, you know what, sister? I really want to give you my money, but you make it hard for me to do. Maybe, and I can tell you what to do is your business, but maybe if you did A, B, C, and D, this way, that way, I'm just suggesting to you. You might have.
Who the hell are you to tell me how to run my business? I run this business since day 5. You don't tell me how to do it. Only my father tells me what I need to do. You ain't nobody to me. I'm gonna tell you what you need to do.
Donovan got Black woman issues. He needs therapy.
All right, so you know what I mean? Comments, and I'm gonna let y'all go. So, so Floyd, you say professionalism is what a lot of businesses need to work on. And Jerry, hey, what's happening? He says, this is some BS. We are harder on Black businesses than anyone. Prime example. All the stores who ran out of toilet paper and hand sanitizers, but people, including Black folks, are standing in at 4 a.m. Absolutely. And hey, Donald, you say, yo, check out y'all new format. I like it. How do I join with my bullshit? You know what? We'll send you a link, brother. Next time, we'll send you a link. And then the Waffle House. Yeah, the Waffle House, Jerry. Waffle House whooping niggas at. Oops, at the N word.
That wasn't me.
Apologize. I got a little too excited.
Oh my God.
The Waffle House been whooping Black folks' asses since they opened up.
Yep. Especially after the club.
Black people working in there.
We can't wait.
Yeah, especially after the club closes.
Waffle House is a Black business in my mind.
Right, okay. Tell that lady who was like, they just won't let me in. I see all those white people in there eating, but they won't let me in there. They on Facebook. Say, what we gonna do? We gonna call and tell them to open the door, Black ass get a stale waffle, I'm sure they got some good ass waffles. You in the South, there's a lot of Black diners and stuff. Yeah. But so mad at the white folks will not let you in there. Then when they let you in there, they probably gonna put some extra in your waffle anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Deanna. Deanna got something to say from the peanut gallery. Go ahead.
All
right.
Well,
Just go ahead.
You always gotta disrespect.
My daughter don't want to be on the scene, but she got something to say. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I can't call people raccoons though.
She calling people raccoons, but go ahead.
Donovan is tripping because we're talking about black businesses, all the stuff running them low. But you will go into a Asian business where they will follow you around and buy some dollar socks when they followed you around the store. You'll go to a white business where they side-eyed you the whole time. And to play devil's advocate, a black business probably may have an attitude because they know they know they have a lot of black people come and be N-words with their business. Coming there, oh well, can I just be in an ass? So I mean, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay, they probably do have a guard up to show that they are trying to be professional. They're not about to take no shit from you. Like this is a business try to play me. And it can be expensive, but I will say anytime I've ever bought an expensive item from a black business, it was quality. And I paid more because there aren't a lot of people supporting these black businesses, so they need to pay more to make a profit. I will pay more and then deal with a little bit of attitude in exchange for not being racially profiled, followed, or treated bad at a white or Asian business first any day.
Okay,
that's great.
My daughter. No, I'm just playing.
Feedback.
I'm just playing.
I disagree on paying more for anything because I just don't pay a lot for anything. So I'm gonna just say because I'm frugal and it don't like money is green. It don't matter who black, white, or Asian. I'm gonna save my money.
That's why we don't have money in the community. It's not green.
She said black lives matter. Okay.
Well, I agree with her what she's saying, and that's what she wants to do. But again, I'm a person that values customer service quality. The people that are serving me, I don't expect them to kiss my butt, but I expect them to be professional. That bullshit that the customer's always right, that's not a true statement. So the customer is not always right. However, the person giving the customer service should always be in a position of empathy and understanding what that customer wants to get that customer dollar. So for me, I don't care if you're a black business. I don't care if you're Asian business. I don't care whatever it is. It's about performance of your duties. If I'm getting great customer service and these people are kicking my butt, I'm going to be going back to that store. Just like when we were in South Africa, when we were having breakfast or lunch, what did those guys say? Oh, Mr. Saadiq, how are you? They just took care of me.
Right.
I went back the next day.
And I feel like that's kind of a contradiction though, Deanna, because you said sometimes those black businesses have to do all the extra stuff because they have people who are on the NS. Well, that's why some of the Asians and the white people are racially profiled doing the same thing. So just because you're a black person, you can't racially profile me to say that I'm on the extra stuff. Because trust me, I have, as a business owner dealing with customers, I have those difficult black customers, but we don't change up our policies and post all this stuff. And if y'all gonna come, y'all gotta do this. You gotta pay your deposit. You gotta do.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys this.
But I'm treating everybody the same.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys this. Think about this while I get to these comments. Are we harder on ourselves as black people than we are on everybody else? Hold that thought. And so, just hold that thought. And Jerry says small black businesses don't have purchasing power. True. So the Asians and others are really getting over on us. It's just a fact. And Sydney says, I agree. He needs therapy. I don't know. He's probably talking about Donovan. And Brandon says, I expect to get the best customer service from a black business because they should know how we are treated from other businesses, but that's not the case. Okay? And then Jerry says, free flow Friday. Yes, it just flowed right out. I'm sorry. And Sam says, N-word blooper. Yes, I got a little too free. Let's see here. And then, yes, Cindy, my inbox is going to be full with our favorite stalker. And hey, Jennifer, what's happening? He said, I want to bring up food. Tacos, burgers, Chinese, very popular. I like to see soul food in my neighborhood. One place, amazing. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with soul food restaurants, but we need the other stores to buy the soul food from. Also, hey, Patricia, you says it wasn't when I worked for them in Texas, Waffle House. So you're saying it was a little bit better. I'm assuming somebody's got some noise. I think it's you, Tay. And then Marcus, you say, let's not overlook what we're up against. Oh, we're talking about investing in us. when Black Wall Street showed up what investing in us can do. It showed us what investing in us can do. I'm sorry. And there are many things that have recently come to pass that we thought we would never deal with again. But here we are dealing with it now. So don't dismiss the fact that we have a machine working 24 hours to control our lot in life. That is true. And we don't have anything in comparison working on our behalf against it. And so Jerry's agreeing with you, Donovan, I guess that you don't want to pay more and things like that.
Well, the customer service. I come back based on the customer service and how I'm treated.
Got it. Go ahead.
I was just wanting to say that they're saying money is green and all that. That's true. But hey, do you label your business as a Black business? Is that how you advertise it? Have you ever mentioned that it was a Black business?
We have a couple of times on certain platforms.
No. But even still, if that's the case, like, there are Black businesses that be tripping, and it's probably because nobody ever corrected it. People go once and be like, I'm not going back. White people and Asian people don't ever do that to their businesses. They're thriving no matter what. There's businesses that shouldn't even be businesses right now, but white people still support it.
Right. And so Jerry said he was agreeing with you, Donovan, with the customer service. Well, yeah. I mean, I would just say this. I don't think anybody should go anywhere, whether Black, white, green, Martian, or whatever, anywhere where customer service is bad. But because we as Black people are trying to make the group economics flow, we need to have the conversation with each other. I saw a thing that I put up every once in a while. Says, I went to a Black business and I had a bad experience, and I'm going to keep going back until we get it right. Me, the customer, and then business, because we need Black businesses to thrive. As it is said, we give 97% of our $1.3 trillion away. And part of our, I'm not saying you guys, but part of it is because we do make a lot of excuses for why I ain't gonna go back to them because they didn't smile at me. I didn't see all 32 of their teeth. But when I went to the right people, I mean, I'm just saying, obviously I'm over exaggerating, but the point that I'm making is sometimes we do, like, we stick it to each other because I just don't like the way she said it to me. But the flow up in Mel's Diner don't ever speak to you. Matter of fact, she don't want your Black ass in there. But you gonna go in there, I just want them to accept me. But I tell you guys about the business all the time. You guys have heard about it. Woody's Barbecue out here.
Oh.
Tell you how many Negroes have told me to go on the Motown night. Oh, Woody's got Motown night going on over there. But there was another Black barbecue restaurant, Black-owned business.
Right across the street.
Same. It was in the same shopping center, went out of business because all the Negroes went to see themselves over to Woody's because he had Motown night and he got all this stuff going on. But it's like, you didn't see the Black barbecue restaurant that was right behind them? Like, literally, like you pull in the parking lot, you can see it. But so the point that I'm making is and I've heard a lot of horrible stuff about Woody's, but it's it ain't now because it's closed, I'm sure, but it's be jam-packed with Negroes dancing to the oldies. So,
but what is the age of those Negroes dancing to the oldies?
Don't start Donovan. Now you're trying to start some mess.
No, I'm just saying. The demographics. It goes back to everything that is going on today, and I'm not saying everybody's bad, but what I'm saying is just like these Negroes talking about Uncle Ben Clyburn support Biden, all these other people. They don't care because they've got theirs. And they don't care about this Black business that's trying to make it. They're going to go do their Motown thing because now they're in a position economically where they can do those things. These are people that's supposed to teach us how to be successful, and they're not doing it.
Right.
Simple as that.
And Michi, you say we have a Black businesses, and it says I Gallery, I think it is, in St. Louis. For example, we have 2 locations, and we have hands down quality. Let's see, comment jumped up. Quality customer service. My husband strives to keep his customers happy of all ethnic backgrounds. We have more white customers that patronize us as well as Blacks, and we do very well. Customer service is key. Absolutely. Yeah. And Jerry said, I have a Black business. He says, I am a Black business. The Black Student Advocate, doing a kick-ass job for helping Black students. They also say coming soon, www.blackedjoin.com. And yes, the name of the restaurant was Uncle M's Barbecue. It was a restaurant. They served barbecue and stuff like that. But went out of business Woody set up shop, bam. Negroes like, oh, that ice must be colder. Let me go over there. And
yeah, you know,
but
and real quick on Jerry's being the Black student advocate, a lot of people have messaged me and asked me, what is it? What is that? What's that going on? A Black student advocate, correct me if I'm wrong, Jerry, but we need Black student advocates in the schools because these are the people that are telling our children special ed and moving them into special ed and all, you know, all this other thing. There's nobody to advocate for them. Now in the Hispanic community, they have one that does it. You know, I'm not sure if the Asians have one because they technically don't. But Black student advocate is very important to have in your community. That's going to alleviate a lot of problems where they want to suspend your child and send them to another school, and then they start them on that road, you know,
right
to parallel. So that's
all
pretty
I
much
can
the Black student
imagine is just a Black man walking into into the classroom saying, if you don't sit down and be still.
no.
Yeah, that's the old truant officer.
Jerry goes to bat at the higher level because he knows how to speak their language. As most people, it's just a fact. I'm not, trying to say anything negative, but a lot of parents don't know the rules and the rights, and so they just go along with getting along. Okay, well, my child is special ed. Okay, well, you got to suspend my child or to expel my child. So Jerry knows how to speak their language, and he goes
you
at
home saying one thing about, and that's how you discipline your child. They go to school and the teacher's like, "Can you sit down? Time out. Okay, I'm gonna please," doing all that. But at home, it's all that yelling and popping and switch swinging. And that's what you're gonna respond to. So
his job is to get into the schools when they try to screw you and your child over to get in there and say not so. That's what he does, and he's very successful in getting them to say, "Oh, well, we didn't know he, they was gonna bring you along." And then a lot of times they're like, "Right, you caught us slipping," because we're used to pulling the wool over Black parents' eyes and telling them the rules because they don't know. They go to the appeal to authority. So Jerry goes in there and say, "Yeah, how y'all doing?" That's not the way it's going now, is it? So yes, very good at what he does. Check him out. And Brandon, you say, when I go to a Black business, I expect the business owners or whoever's working to skin and grin, shuck and jive, and tap dance for me until I'm satisfied. We're going to get back to that. Y'all keep, y'all think, hold on now. And Marcus, you say, you are dismissing it. Can a stream of Black businesses do well in the U.S. right now for the long haul? I will our success be our own downfall when the other side starts paying attention. I guess I give you as far as like Black Wall Street. We were so successful, and jealousy and hate. This is the fact. White people went over there and blew it up and stole the land and a whole bunch of stuff. But at some point in time, we just gotta, since we're here, right? We got to stop being afraid and stop letting that kind of stuff stop. Even if they do blow the shit up, at least we tried, right? But, there's a whole host of other things that need to go on. We need to strengthen our security and military, if you will, if we're going to operate in those terms. Jerry said, Don is correct about holding administrators accountable.
Exactly.
And Brandon says, teacher, if you don't sit your Black ass down, boy.
Right.
You can't.
The old days.
Yeah, in the old days, you could. But so let me go back to Brandon. You say, when I go to a Black business, I expect the Black business owners or whoever's working to skin and grin, shuck and jive, and tap dance for me until I am satisfied. Well, take a Black business owner. And Jerry, how does that strike you guys when you hear somebody, a customer, it's Brandon, say he wants you guys to do all those things for him? Now, let me ask you this too, before you guys go. Brandon, would you expect white business owners to do that for you? Okay, Tay.
Right. I don't shuck and jive. I just provide great customer service because
the whole notion of it is just, hey,
I'm just because this is my thing, because I've had Black customers who are, they want to order this magnificent 3-tier wedding cake with all this, and then I provide the pricing. Well, that's a lot, and this and that. Well, go get your wedding cake from Stater Brothers. You know what I mean? That's fine with me. Like, we've gotten to the point we've had to turn some customers away because we're not going to sell ourselves short. You know, we're not going to lose out on money and take a risk just because we share the same skin as you. Because, you know, I could have 3 other Black customers come up behind you, you know, buying 2 dozen cupcakes each and make more than, you know, what I would have fooling around with you and lost out on money. So I'm not going to shuck and jive for anybody. I don't shuck and jive for white customers. I treat them all the same. I've had to turn away Black customers, white customers, because at the end of the day, we do have policies and we do have, you know, boundaries, if you will, with our company. And at some point, you know, we're not going to overextend ourselves. However, if you have an issue, you know, or if you have something that, hey, I don't see this on your menu, but I was wondering if we could try this, and, you know, or something, if you're willing to have an open communication with us, we love to satisfy you. Now, but if we feel like you're not going to come and be a loyal customer, you're not going to come and really, you know, support us, you just over here trying to just pull strings and, well, I'm a Black customer supporting a Black business, you going to do what I say. Like, well, goodbye, because trust me,
So
it'll be 3 more white people and another Black person to replace you.
Brandon said he was joking. I hope so, because I was like, well, damn.
Well, no, I know he was
ready.
joking.
I'm ready with it.
Yeah, no. I know he was joking, but I mean, I don't think I'm the only one that likes this. When I go, I want a pleasant shopping experience. You know what I mean? I don't want people just, you know, all on me and just treating me really bad. I just want to go in there and be pleasant. And hey, I need this. Can you go in the back? I need a size, you know, 12. Oh, yes, sir. Let me go back there and grab that for you. It makes me come back a lot more. Yeah.
Simple, excellent customer service. It's so simple. I greet every customer with thank you for choosing my bit. Thank you for choosing Sweets by Netta. How may we service you today? It don't matter your color. And that's something that could be so simple, because I think D, me and you talked yesterday about, you know, how you and Chris, my husband, said you don't want to walk into somewhere and they don't greet you. You just in there shopping. And see, and that's how I don't want to, you know, if once we get our store, I don't want my employees to see a white woman walk through the door and, hello, Karen, how are you doing today? How will we service you? We love serving you like last time and blah, blah. But then a white person, I don't care if he got dreads, he's sagging, he look like he ain't showered in 3 days. He walk in and you just, oh, hello. You know, I want everybody to receive that great customer service, because that's what everyone's owed.
I'm asking you this, and I'm gonna get you guys these comments. So think about this. Why do you guys think Black customers have these sometimes unrealistic expectations? And are they unrealistic? So hold that thought. And so the Brandy says, but I do know people that expect that from Black businesses. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. And then Jerry said the standard is the same. I advocate for anyone who calls me. I advocate for white, Black, Asian, and Latino, because money. Say, and then all too often with Black-owned businesses that the Black community supports all the way up to the top. Many cases that Black owners get really special and start to feel himself in a white way. What you then moves you away from us into a white world when he is now feeling himself in the white light. But you know what? He ain't gonna stay in that white neighborhood too long. No, they might let him a little bit. He put a little extra seasoning on his chicken, so they said, "Come on over." But he ain't gonna stay there long. Ain't no loyalty among Black business or white businesses or Asian businesses or any other businesses with Black businesses. There's no loyalty. They'll come in. That's why a lot of Black beauty suppliers, if you will, or beauty supplies rather, don't last, because the Asians, they have a lock on the market and they strategize to get those Black businesses out of there, because they know, for one, and I'm not speaking of all of us, but Black women sometimes could be lightheaded. I'm trying to be nice. We could be lightheaded to where we gonna go stand in line and we slip. You know, Donovan talks about it all the time. The Asian business, and whooped the lady ass, whooped her ass. Brothers went, they organized and shut it down. We even had a brother, one of them threw a brick through the window. Tyrone
went to jail.
And everything. And guess who was lined up for the 50% off weed? We were.
And in the shop the next day.
Us and the brothers out talking about, come on, sister, don't go in there. You don't tell me what to do, and I need to. How they do it, Donovan?
You didn't tell me how to do. My daddy don't tell me how to do. You
don't get Donovan going on a bitter black woman.
So it's just like,
I love y'all though.
So those businesses get together and freeze the rest of us out because they know they're like them black women ain't loyal to their own peoples. They're gonna come right over here. We gonna win to next week. We gonna put on the calendar to whoop another one's ass. Mm-hmm. They gonna get mad.
But they do the research though, D. They do the research, and that's one thing is just because you black don't mean you know how to sell to black people. And a lot of business owners got to realize you got to learn how to be in business. You got to learn how to have customers. Like for me, I offer coupons. I like to do deals and bundles and things like that because that's what I see everybody else doing. And I want people to always feel like they're getting a deal with us.
Right.
So,
well, here's the problem when it comes to the Asian, especially the Asian in the hair market. Remember, they got relatives back in the homeland. So what they do is they can afford to super undersell their product to knock you out of the business.
They got a concentration.
And that's what they do.
Yeah, there's a concentration of you throw a rock in some neighborhoods and you can you throw a weave. You walk to some neighborhoods, a weave just fall on your head, because they got them everywhere, but we don't have those. Just so Jerry said, I stand on education code. He says, Tay, you have shared wisdom, professionalism, and being transparent. Absolutely. Yep. And Michi, you say, hell no, that we give free hugs and that's it, laugh out loud. We have people that just come in and talk every weekend, but they spend in cash. So we're here for that. Yes, we greet people and say thank you for spending with us. A family was visiting and the uncle came back to our business and thanked my husband for making his niece's shopping experience awesome.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
That's important.
And I think she was speaking more to the shucking and jiving and Brandon was joking. And many customers act that way because they feel that they are doing the black businesses a favor by shopping with them. That's a good point. And as black business products is less true. And then Brandy said, question for Tay. As a black woman business owner, how do you handle men that try to holler at you? Hold on a second. I'll holler at you during the business. Let me get to the last because we talked about that yesterday. Employees literally 100% of Asian hair care stores clientele, but they treat us like shit. It's insane. All right, Tay, take it away. How do you handle
that? As far as people trying to flirt with me as a customer, well, I'm married. So that's made things, honestly, it's sad, but it's made things a lot easier because it allows me to keep the conversation focused on business. When I wasn't married, it was hard because I'm like, I would have to kind of pivot like, hey, you know what? Let's focus on the business right now. And then we'll get to, I try to, separate the two. And me and Dee talked yesterday about how sometimes it'll be as a black woman, as a customer going to a black man as a business owner. It's so hard because it was a guy who moved stuff. He moved stuff for money and I needed a washer and dryer moved to my new apartment. And, he's like, well, I could charge you or you could let me take you out. And I'm like, well, how much is it? And he denied me because we did all this back and forth and he didn't want to take my money because he'd rather take me on a date. And I just feel like, so many people lose out on money. And I have to tell myself as a business owner, if I'm going to lose out on money, if I got to lose out on money because this person can't understand, I'm not going to fraternize at work. That's what I have to do at work, even when it wasn't my business. I don't fraternize at work. We can get through this business. If you see me out on the street, maybe you could try that, elsewhere. But I let people know, like, I'm very serious. I'm very focused. I'm about the money right now and nothing else. So we had for my baby shower, we had this guy come and do the tent and the tables and the chairs. And the person who referred us to him was like, he was hitting on me when he did my party. So I don't really know if you guys want to do that, blah, blah, blah. But he had good pricing. And lo and behold, when he came, he was, hitting on everybody and all that stuff. And it's just like, you lose out on so much business being that person, always fraternizing and always, like I said, homie, lover, friend, oh, we down and all that. because to me, professionalism is key. Now, maybe if you didn't already set the stuff up, you on your way out, hey, I just want to let you know you beautiful. You know, like, okay, cool, I accept you. God bless you. You're handsome. Go on your way. But, you know, that's going to, if you don't know how to separate business, it's a complete turn off. I leave reviews on that, or I never turn back to that person for business. And if I have to miss out on money because I'm not willing to fraternize, that's fine with me.
Right.
Because that's going to make me uncomfortable having you as a customer, you know, or having access to me some kind of way.
Well, let me say this. And I used to go off on D about this. I used to just complain. Okay. I rebuilt my house, whatever I'm doing, right? I would go to Home Depot, especially here in Moreno Valley. And whoever did the business plan there is very smart, because a lot of the employees there are very attractive women that are in there. You know, so idiots like me will go in there and you're thinking, okay, hey, you know, you see the girl, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Now, and don't get me wrong, I love going in there because, you know, you have a very pleasant viewing experience while you're in there. But when it comes down to the getting what you need, nothing up here, nothing, zero, no knowledge of their job. They're like, well, let me call somebody. Do you work in paint? Yeah, but I just know how to mix. Okay. And I think that's the problem. But again, training. There's nothing wrong with you being an attractive woman, because that's a smart business thing, because us guys being stupid, it's like going to clubs. You let the women in free. That'll bring the idiots like me in there to spend money. But at least know the job.
Right.
You know?
And so Brandon says some Black businessmen are the worst. They'll let their dick, his words, not mine,
Yeah.
Get more business than their pockets. And that was
Yes.
And Jerry says, I receive calls from parents and they're cussing and fussing. My position as the Black student advocate is to be emotional support for parents also. I perform a service where there is no competition or competitors, and that's a sad statement, right? Because there should be more people like yourself doing it. But back to Brandon's point. Some people operate more in the lower region. If you know, I ain't talking about the pockets, than they do as far as business and earning money. And to me, that's a very sad statement. I mean, I think it's most women have been hit on, you know, by somebody. And I don't want to single out Black men. I've been hit on by, you know, Arabs and Asians. And like, I don't understand why white men like me. It's like this.
Black men are aggressive, though.
But I've had, you know, I've had aggressive experiences from all men. So I don't know if I want to say just Black men. I think Black men probably a little bit more familiar to us because that's who we deal with. But I've had bad customer service, you know, from, and I don't want to say bad, but they were flirty. It's like, okay, just want you to small the car. You don't need to know if I'm married. So you take me out the small car. And I wouldn't mind if you gave
and it makes you want to feel like, in order for me to go out and get that business, I gotta make sure I'm looking, you know, all kind of crazy in all kind of ways, so I could just go ahead and get the business and be out on my way. So sometimes that, you know, that, like we saying, it goes into the sense of customer service, because it feels like, well, dang, I can't even shop with you unless I flirt with you.
But
or, you know,
again,
that's
when it's, and this is why I call us, you know, 5%ers, the, you know, as they say, the poor righteous teachers, the resurrectors, because that's up to us to teach, you know, hey, brother, how much money you costing yourself while you flirting with me? Let's keep it business. If there's an attraction there, because normally people know when they're attracted to each other. If there's an attraction there, we go with that, but let's focus on business first, you know, but we just, you know, and then we go and tell our good girlfriends and everybody, this man did said all of this. And said, well, did you say something to him? I didn't say nothing to him. Well, so that was a moment to educate that brother. You know, listen, you know, for one thing, you didn't even ask me if I'm married, but I am, or whatever. Yeah, you kind of cute, whatever, but let's keep it business right now. Let's exchange money. Because I don't want anything you're doing for free at this moment, depending on what it is. Now, I'm just playing. But yeah, so we gotta educate each other. You know what I mean? Because if we just let the moment pass and not really make that a teaching moment, then it's just like, so he goes to the next woman's house and maybe her husband shoots him. You know, instead of
no. But honestly, Dee, you've taught me that holding people accountable, because I am the like, oh, that person, like I wouldn't do business with that person. But you're the one who's always like, you gotta tell people, you know, because like the incident that happened yesterday that sparked all of this.
Right.
I ain't even told Donovan and the people, but you know
what happened. Hey Ralph.
You said tell the people what
Tell
happened.
people what happened.
So
It's best you can.
I'm still in shock. Okay, so what happened was Donovan and the people, Sweets by Netta did a Black History Month event in February at what was supposed to be, you know, a vendor's event, all the vendor tables set up and for customers to come. It was set up by someone at their house, and this person had a different idea of professionalism, and
he was drunk.
Was very drunk, like sloppy drunk, like wine glass filled to the top, falling over, spilling over it, you know, everywhere. And it was just such an unorganized event.
Mm-hmm.
And that too is that Black mindset, like, oh, this is just all of us, and we're so comfortable that there was no level of professionalism. Like there was a choir, it was a Saturday, and there was like a bar set up. Somebody came with a bar, and she had a choir come and sing for 20 minutes next to the bartender.
And she was drunk.
Barely any customers came. She was on live the whole time. I feel like a celebrity, and you know, it was the whole. But hey, everybody got their own way. I know my business wasn't going to turn, but whatever. So that happened in February. Here we are at the end of March. Now I do all of the flyers and graphics and everything for my business. So yesterday, this person took to get on Facebook and tag my mother, my other mother, who is my sister, who Netta is the baker, that's her mother. Tagged her on Facebook in a post and said, when you do any of my events, don't put my address in the flyer, you know, or without permission, blah, blah, blah. So unfortunately, my sister did not speak to me before doing this, but she wrote this long apology to this person about how, you know, she should have asked and blah, blah, blah. And I said, I did ask this person once I finally found out. So I went on there and said, I did ask you for permission. And I went on to Messenger and screenshotted me sending her the flyer and said, are you okay with this? She said, yes. And then I'd send a thumbs up. She said, oh, I can't wait to have you guys. I love y'all so much. Woo, woo, woo. This is all the way back in February, maybe even the end of January. I don't know. And because it was like February 6th. So maybe even in January. So I put the screenshot on the post, and then also said we retract our apology, because that's as perfect. Like that is, because I want to be like, maybe you were too drunk to remember. Like I wanted to go there, but I was like, I can't misrepresent my business right now, but this is all I'm going to put out here. So this person responded and said, move into the light. We good. I responded and said, this should have been a private message. And then from there, it was deleted. So I was so upset because, you know, it was so unprofessional. It's weeks and weeks, months later. And it was just like, why wasn't this, oh, hey, I have a problem with my address being in a flyer? Well, for one, you had the event at your address. So, I mean, you can't really.
Right. And so what I told Tay was, you did the right thing. However, this is a teachable moment for her, the lady, because this event that she had was a Black History event where she invited Black vendors and stuff, you know, to come out and sell stuff, this, that, and the other. I said, what you need to do is call or message or whatever you need to do and say, well, wow, I didn't know we had any issues. Another thing is you're holding this event for Black businesses, but then you get on Facebook and try to kill the Black businesses. So you're actually working, or let's ask her, did you know you're working
completely unprovoked
mission? You're working against your own mission statement of trying to help Black businesses by getting on Facebook and starting crap with Black businesses. But you have to educate her because maybe, you know, I don't know what her malfunction was, why she did it. But if you point those things out to her, how can you call yourself a uniter and a divider at the same time? Two things cannot exist. Those two can't exist at the same time. Right.
Donovan, what's your thoughts on that, Donovan?
It reminds me of a mad bus trip I took up to Sacramento with my friend Demetra.
Right.
And it wasn't a good experience.
I'm big on, and Donovan to tell you, I'm big on just trying to educate each other. Donovan's good at doing that as well. He'll go, you know, he see somebody, one of us that needs some splaining to.
Right.
Nice.
That's one of them Black women that Donovan be talking about so bad.
Donovan's scared of them, okay? He said they be having their fists balled up and stuff.
Balled up. I don't even say good morning. I just let them walk on by.
Donovan is scared of them. He ain't got his nerve yet, okay? He said he don't want to them wrap their nails. So anyway, Brandon and Sydney had to go. Please feel better, Sydney. And thank you so much for your input. And Jerry says, I, as a licensed real estate broker, I have seen property listed for $1.4 million in Anaheim Hills with no sheets on the bed. Persian homeowners. It ain't just us. So, right, it's not just us. You know, it's that. I just say this. I think. Should we give each other a pass?
No.
If I know how to provide service, if I know how to have professionalism, if I know how to keep documents of everything, and if I know how to do it, I'm 25. So I'm definitely gonna expect the 35 and the 40-year-old and the 45. I'm gonna expect you to have it too, because if I can come across it at 25, the education, you at some point had to have come across it. And all it took really was to probably be at a white man's business or at somebody's business. And all you got to do is they teach you customer service. A lot of my customer service skills not only came from a gas station, but came from working the drive-thru at Del Taco. So, I mean, it's just up to you what you take in, or even as a Black person, if you receive bad customer service, then you should know what it feels like, and you should know how to provide good customer service. Like Donovan said, treat me good, because you know what it feels like to not be treated good. Like I told you, D, I have waiters sometimes in restaurants, because I go out to eat. I love to eat. I go out to eat a lot. And I pay attention to, you can see the waiter will go to one table and then just kind of pass your table by. Y'all good? You need anything? Oh, okay. But they don't intentionally come to your table and say, how is everything doing? Does anybody need refill? Let me take that water for you, and blah, blah. How's it tasting? It's rare that I get that, because they're assuming we don't tip. So I don't think there should be a pass. Because at the end of the day, if some of us aren't like that, and unfortunately, it's those of us who end up being the ones with the white customers, and those of us who sell out or get, the white man come and pay us off and take over our business and stuff, because we've mastered something, but we don't necessarily, like you said, stay in our communities.
Right, and we don't. But like I said, I'm big on education. Donovan, did you have anything to say? Now, Anthony says, no, they I guess they shouldn't get a pass.
Or that, I'm not sure which one.
Huh? What you say now? What you say now?
No. Okay, here's the thing. I have to agree with that in that aspect, but when it comes to our Black businesses, at the end of the day, with everything that's been going on currently, we didn't learn from 2008. A lot of us are still recovering from 2008.
Yeah.
We're 12 years from zero, 12 years from being a slave. If we don't get our stuff together now, if this isn't waking people up, I don't know what will.
That's what I
can't practice start.
that's the same thing I said. It's like, this ain't a wake up call. I don't know what it is. Like, with that $1,200 is already gone.
Yeah.
For
So
most people,
That's gonna replace what I had to spend on food
What
to
I'm
be stuck in
saying.
the house.
it's already gone for a lot of people. You know, and Jerry says 10% tip only. I ain't giving no more than my tithes. Just kidding.
there you go.
I mean, you know me as far as
That's another thing. We keep going back to these churches and tithing to these churches.
wait a minute now.
But
Mm-mm.
I tithe, but you know how I tithe? I tithe, but I don't tithe to the church. I know what I'm supposed to tithe my 10%, and I be cash apping friends that I know are struggling, or I go and find somebody business or a GoFundMe, or I see somebody just had a wedding. I go and I bless the people directly
because the work is outside of the church. It's supposed to be,
I ain't seen
right?
nobody with my church name with a t-shirt on walking around in some communities seeing what's going on and repainting houses and helping elderly. Maybe they doing it elsewhere on some things, but until I see that, I'm gonna go ahead and tithe. I'm gonna still be I'm still a servant of God. I tithe my money, but I tithe it in a certain way. So I go. My mom even has a tithing account at times, you know, when she can, and you know, go ahead transfer, you know, that out to the people when they need it. So to me, that is a lot better than feeding into somewhere that I not once can say has fed into me or, you know, my communities.
Right. And so Jerry is agreeing with Donovan. He says 100 Donovan. And Anthony says, hold up. No, what? What we disagree?
Hold up, nah. That's Louisiana term. Hold up, nah.
Oh, okay. Hold up, nah. That must be one of your peoples.
Yes.
Do you need to go to the South a little bit?
You ain't lying. Yeah, I'm California most of my life. Yeah. It's weird. People think I'm from the South, but I'm not.
You need to go to Atlanta.
And then Jerry says, just an example, I give outside the church. Absolutely. Yeah. And Samuel's agreeing with you. He says, I hear you, Tay. Yeah, the work is supposed to be done outside of the church. Now, whether Black people are horrible tippers, I think that's kind of stereotypical. I'm Black.
I'm 20% over here, but
I tip
every time.
It just depends on I kind of have an issue with if I'm coming to get my stuff to go and you ask me for a tip. In the words of my good friend Donovan, Saadiq, what are you doing for me? You ain't bringing nothing.
You bagged my food up. That's what you did. I'm not gonna pay you to bag my food. I don't tip the grocery bagger when they bag my food up. So why should I tip you for bagging my food?
Right. I don't think we're any worse. I just think it's a stereotype. I think we get charged with, you know, like I told you, I had a professor once, a white dude, a business owner. He was making money. He had an international business, and he said, I don't tip. He said it's their job to bring me my food. I don't tip. I give them a tip, don't drink and drive.
And I bet you he'll still get great customer service.
But to your point, other races will do that to us sometimes. We'll have to say, wait a minute now. You put all this tip on my bill. Why did you put the tip on? You know, I get some parties of, you know, a certain amount, they got to put the tip on there. But if you just a couple people, like, well, what if I was going to tip you more? So what you did is you screwed yourself because you thought I was going to tip you because you probably got screwed by somebody who's Black, but you got screwed by white people too. But yet you just think it's all Black people doing it. And I think we just get charged. Now, have I been out with people who are cheap? Yes, I have. You know, but that comes from everybody. I don't think it's just us. But if that's how you
split the bill, I ain't gonna split the bill. You ate more than me.
Okay, now that is some N-word stuff right there. I only had a drink. I had the water with the lemon. You know, all of that other stuff. And that was free. Yeah, we need to stop doing that, okay? Because my brother, he makes a joke. He says, you go out with white people and they fighting over the check. Oh, no, Bob, let me take care of it. Oh, no, don't you dare reach for your wallet. But that's just like, I didn't even eat all my food.
I pay for what? Let me tell you something. I go out with a group. I will specifically say, put my check on my own check. I'm separate. I don't want to deal with none of that. Separate nothing and who's on what. I want to check for everything I ate.
If I invite you out, I'm going to pay. Donovan will tell you, and Donovan, Donovan is the best. Like Donovan pays all the time. I offered to pay. He's like, nah, I
gotta hang out with Donovan more.
When I invited everybody to my daughter's birthday, do a little shindig at the food lab, which the food lab ain't necessarily cheap. I was like, everybody get what you want. I'm paying. Because I invited you out. I don't think I should invite you to my daughter's party, bless you. Invite you to my daughter's party and then be like, y'all go and order what you want. We just, no, I'm going to pay for it. I'm not going to expect for you to pay. So to me, I just think we need to just think about those things, if you will.
Exactly.
And let me get to these comments. And Jerry says, church without walls leads pastor to church without walls.
A church without walls leads to what?
A pastor without draws.
Meaning the money ain't coming to them. If the money is outside the church, they need the David and the white walls, Exactly. And Anthony says, thank you, nephew, because he was like, she don't know what the hell she talking about. I apologize, Unc. I apologize.
It's just a different dialect down there.
Yeah, I got you, Jerry. And see, regarding what's happening, he says, you got to kick that dough into the church, especially if your butt is sitting in the church. Tip the church for that church experience. Excellent. I mean, yeah. If
I'm at church, I will tie the little something. But if I'm streaming my word, then I feel like it's a lot better for me to give to somebody who I know directly needs it, because I ain't at the corner church in the hood with 10 members. Like, I'm streaming these mega churches,
Right.
So they're gonna be all right.
Like I tell you all the time, I don't go to church. I just feel like the money would get to the people faster if I just give it to them. I see somebody homeless, because a lot of churches have homeless outreach and stuff. Yeah, by the time y'all get the board members together, and then y'all have so and them argue about who's gonna make the cakes today. And then when we go buy with the money, we're gonna get some bologna sandwiches.
And it's like the money going to feeding the volunteers and paying for that.
Just hand them the money or some food or whatever yourself. Like why you got to be the middleman? We see homeless people. Donovan gave a homeless lady a whole tent and that whole, like, she living better than all of us now. He just hooked this lady up with a tent. He said he drove by there. She had it all upside down, and he went and stopped and helped her again. Some kind of stuff that counts. I mean, I'm not saying we shouldn't help the church. I don't go to church, but it's the work is done outside of the church, right? And then let's see. Jerry says, right, D. Tay ain't shopping at a commissary. He says, tip the bagger. So I guess the commissary, you gotta.
Yeah. Well, back in the day in the commissary of the military, that was like a cash and carry type business. So if you bagged, they just tipped you, and you just got. I mean, these kids were making all kinds of money, but now they kick the kids out because it was supposed to be for the teenagers, and now all the adults are in there.
Right.
So.
Johnny.
It's sad. It's something for the teenagers.
Anthony said he's a Southern gentleman. All right.
Yes. Yes, and he's a pastor. So my uncle Anthony goes way back. No, he's good to go. He's good to go. He's one of those good pastors, So got his church and everything like that. So
Samuel said it's a stereotype I used to wait tables. Love the idea of being a servant. I took it as a spiritual thing. Practicing servant leadership. It is said of Jesus in the Bible, he who is chief among you, let him be your servant. Absolutely.
Exactly.
A lot of times we don't treat our servants well either, And she said, absolutely. If I invited you, I will cover the bill and pay the tip. Yeah, I don't reach your pocket. I got it. And hey, Philip, how you doing? And Mark says, well, I'm sorry. I can no longer support the Black church until the Black church is actually supporting the Black community. That's fair. And it's not good for the future when you see us ass kissing to the top White House Grand Wizard.
Yeah. And I think Marcus is kind of alleging to how they let Bloomberg down to that church and all the, they got these bootlegs down there, and these pastors are just, going in there to get there.
Black people stood around Trump calling him the Messiah.
Yeah, just, everybody's trying to get paid,
Those guys to be like, what kind of some premium?
My mom said that's why we in a pandemic right now, because God is a jealous God.
Right, yeah, it's definitely an awakening. It definitely is. And so, you guys, I don't see any more comments from you guys. I will address them. And Anthony, You said Donovan freely gives, laugh out loud. I love conversations. Yeah, Donovan, don't let his demeanor on here fool you. He's a really, really good guy out in the streets. And so anyway,
I got a reputation to maintain, though. Okay, so
you miser, you.
That's it. That's it. Well, and the thing is this, and I hope for all the ladies that are listening and stuff like this, don't ever let a man take you out and talk about, do you got your half? If that guy's talking that kind of stuff, that ain't the guy for you, because you can't bring home. Experience. Well, you can't bring home the half the loaf. You got to bring home the whole loaf. That's why you're the man.
I have never had a man ask me to pay the bill or pay half, or even when I tell somebody, hey, I'll pay, they still be like, you sure? I'm like, I got it. I've never had that experience. I don't.
No real man is going to let you pay for a dinner and he's right there.
No, I mean, like you said, if I want to take you out, I want to take you out. Like, I've had to fight sometimes to be able to pay for the check, but I ain't never had somebody be like, go ahead,
and that's fine. You can invite me out all you want, and that's good and great, because I'm a real man. I appreciate the fact that you want to do it, but I'm going to show you, you're not going to take my manhood and my role. I'm going to provide that. We had a great night. We had a great time. Thank you very much.
I ain't talking about no first date situation. I'm just saying, like,
any date,
friend or whatever.
Any date.
But I never had nobody tell me go half. I just, that's not. I ain't.
Well, what about? You know what? I forgot my wife. Man, maybe you was gonna have everything.
One time, it wasn't a date. I just so happened to be going up to like Buffalo Wild Wings, and I met a friend there, and he's like an actor and everything. A lot of people will recognize him if they saw him, but he was like, "Oh, I left my wallet. I went out to Hooters earlier, and luckily the bill wasn't like high or anything like that, because I just happened to have it. But I was like, wow, okay, and I made sure I ain't never go nowhere with him ever again. He was just a friend, but it still was like, that's awfully convenient to forget some wallets.
Right.
Anyway, to me, that still goes back to our roles. A real man's going to do this and a woman's going to do that. You guys are supposed to look nice and be treated a special way. You should be treated that way. If a guy can't pick up the bill, I don't care how many times you go out, that might not be the guy for you.
Wow. On that note, Marcus said, where are all the faith healers who Stacey, now you going into deep waters now. You said,
what?
Where are the faith healers who have made millions off of healing people in wheelchairs? There are billions to be made now by healing coronavirus victims.
Oh my goodness.
Treading on dangerous ground. You know what? Maybe Uncle Anthony. Not funny. It's funny to me because I think many of us have thought that. Like, where are these?
When we need it.
Wait, did you hear about that female pastor that said that she heals men's?
They said it's their time to shine.
Yeah, she heals men's problems with her magical vagina or something like that. You guys see that one? No, it's true.
I saw it.
Yeah, go on YouTube. You're like, what?
I'm sure she's got a line around the world. Okay. And Anthony said, I think he was talking about what Tay was talking about, how going out and stuff. He also say, Anthony, men should be priest, provider, and protector. Say it again for the one.
Yes. In Jesus' name.
And Jerry says it's the time to shine. Exactly. Come on, faith healers. Because, Riverside tried to get hit with 50,000 people. Riverside County, 50,000 people supposed to get this thing. So we need you now. Come on with the healing oil, the water, everything that you be selling online and all your streaming. Bring it on. And then Anthony said, and it has nothing to do with who makes the most money. So men and women going out. Yeah. Well, maybe next time we'll do a class on relationship etiquette, because people need to learn about those things, right? And he also say there are false prophets and preachers out there. Well, we
know that. We're aware of that.
To Marcus's point, there's a lot of people, they've made millions and billions of dollars on Send me your faith, your seed of faith, and I'm gonna send you this little rag, and you just hold it under your pillow at night, and then you pray over
We're still working on that parking lot fund. We're still working on that building fund. 30 years later.
Mental health the last time I was on here, and a lot of people don't know, a lot of those false prophets or pastors or whatever, those people do have mental illnesses. Those people do have are narcissistic and things like that. So a lot of times people be like, well, what about this pastor? That person, doesn't necessarily represent what I believe in or my faith or God. That's somebody with a mental disorder that has to, manipulate and have followers and is very insecure or has certain kind of problems that they put themselves around kids or women or people or vulnerable people. So I think that's a whole conversation in itself, is just how to be able to have discernment, the gift of discernment against those who are false and those who have hidden agendas and personal reasons. And you can always point those people out by how their church is growing and is it centered around them. I went to this church one time and I thought, that was back when I was, I guess more woke than what I would like to call myself. And I was experimenting with different stuff. And these people, every time a person would come up and speak, they were saying, I want to give glory to our founder or something. And it was like they were worshiping him almost. So, there's many ways for you to be able to, like I said, I have the gift of discernment in Jesus' name. When I'm stable and and so I be able to see through all that, like I'm like, no, this ain't it, that ain't it. And there's a lot of times it's so crazy. I can't understand pastors when they're not real faithful men. I literally cannot understand them when they speak and when they preach. And that's something, I don't know where that came from, but it's a gift from God, I guess.
Well, like you said, they prey on the vulnerable. People don't read the Bible. It tells you in the Bible, study the word, study the word, rightfully dividing the word of truth and all of that. Study to show thyself approved, rightfully dividing the word of truth. So you're supposed to know the word and the truth for yourself. A lot of people don't. They take the pastor at his word. Come up here and throw your panties on the altar and see me after church. Whatever.
My favorite
Stevens. Talking about Pastor Stevens.
The pastor said it must be true. So let's see here. And Samuel say, Donovan, I was told in the past I need to accept sometimes letting the woman pay.
Yes, every now and then.
No, I have to disagree with that. I have to disagree with that, because then when you do that, you lose your position in what you're supposed to be doing as the leader. Now, this is why you got these women that have bought into, I'm head of household, I don't need no man, whatever it is. No, we're not doing all that. Now, if you're in a married situation,
is not going to threaten
wait.
as a man.
Wait. Now, if you're in a marriage situation and your check is paid for the house and the food and all that other stuff, and there's nothing else left, and she has to pay for that, hey, as a man, you've done the bare basics. But as a man, if you're not doing the bare basics, to me, you have no business going out to begin with.
Okay, that's a whole separate thing. But they're just saying every now and then, you can let your woman treat you to a meal. See, that's the thing with all, I love alpha male men. But you know I'm sorry. But anyway, I love all of that. Protector, provider, yes, lead me, I shall follow. However, those kind of men still do have to learn how to let your woman treat you, because you can't just, and that goes into what we talk about how we receive certain things and how we receive that customer service. Even in your relationship, you got to be able to receive that caretaking, that nurture. Women are nurturers. So we can't feel like at some point we could take care of our men too in a certain way, that you taken away from what is our position too. Let me buy you some Applebee's
and that's good and great. On my birthday, special days, no problem. But as a man, is nobody going to take my business? And D knows this. D always says, oh, I got it, or this, that. it's not I appreciate the fact that she has it and she can do it. I acknowledge that. But the fact is, I'm the man right here. I'm going to pay because that is my role, period. Done. Book of Ike, chapter 4.
I'm a cooker, right? As a woman, I'm a cooker. I wouldn't mind a man being like, babe, let me just cook this one time. My husband does not cook and it's exhausting. So I would love for him to be like, cook.
Well, also as a leader, you can't be, my way or the highway. Sometimes, you're supposed, that's why you're the leader. Sometimes you got to pick up the slack. Sometimes you got to go cook. Sometimes you got to go change the kids. Sometimes you got to give your wife a break. And a real leader understands that and acknowledges that. You women go into postpartum, not all of you, but some of you do. You got to pick up that slack. That's why you're the leader. You got to have all those attributes.
You quiet, D.
I mean, answer. No, I'm old fashioned, but I'm also one of those women who I don't mind paying, every once in a while. I don't mind, especially if we are together. Hell, it's our money. You know what I mean?
Right.
So really, I'm paying it. It's our money. I don't see, but that's your money. That's my money. And, I buy all the time. It's really, if we together, it's our money. So, but I come from a father who's a traditionalist. I'm a man, and he's like Donovan. Ain't no woman taking my manhood. I ain't moving in with no woman. No woman gonna buy me nothing. That's just how my dad is. He will get his last.
We don't even live in that kind of economy that could work.
We do, though.
We do
live in that type of economy. We have bought into the hype. We do. And I know
because how do you explain me?
But let me get to these comments because I actually want to talk about that. I know we've gone over. We'll go to 2 hours. Hell, 15 more minutes. And so Jerry says,
I'm so hungry.
Yeah, I know, me too. I'm still like, what am I eating since we talking about this food? And Jerry says, U.S. COVID-19 just went over 100,000 cases. Wow. And he also says, Samuel, she said, I had too much pride when I told her I didn't feel right letting her pay. And then Marcus says, and please don't leave the platform without discussing some of the top tips of the moment and best ways to invest. Yeah. Okay, stop.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll do that. I got it right now.
All right. And so Anthony says, yes, that's true, but not necessarily church growth. And then Jerry says, laugh out loud when she's stable. He was laughing when he said, I'm discerning when I'm stable. And then Anthony also said, killing myself laughing. More than what you say, people watch what you do. Absolutely. And Michi says, my husband cooks like a chef and I cook. But when I want to pay $29 for my husband add cheese, I think that's how he said, I got him. All right. Because that's y'all money. And Anthony says, if you have to pay it on the first date, he don't deserve a second. He said, and it's times that the woman will pay, but this half and half. Come on now. So he's like, I don't agree with the whole half and half thing either. And then and Secret Guard says, D, my type of woman. It's our money. So that's how I see it. That's our money. So let's go back to this whole comment of things are not the same. So yes, we know that inflation has whooped everybody's asses. Okay, inflation is just destroyed a lot of things. But the problem is, along with, and somebody's clicking, I don't know what it is. Along with inflation, we have bought big, gigantic houses. Everybody's got a car. We all got a television in each room, and that everybody's got their own closets. I bought my first house that I bought. Well, it was the only house that I bought that I lived in. It was an older house. It was built in 1937, and the closets were small. Now, I lived in what I guess was, because it's been remodeled. At the time, it was the master bedroom, and it had just a closet you open, and it wasn't a big giant closet. Now, when you think of a master bedroom, who lives in these bedrooms? It's the man and the wife. Now, what I said at the time was 1937. Back in 1937, women didn't have 400 pair of black shoes, and the man had 20,000 pair of jewelries and suits and dresses. They had a dress for church. They had a dress for around the house, and the man had a throw a suit here and there.
Because they didn't have social media, so it didn't matter if they repeated.
But see, that's what I'm saying. We have all bought into the hype that the woman can't stay home no more. The woman could stay home if she actually stayed home and not went to the mall. Let the man take the car to work. You at home tending to the children in the house and doing your thing. Because remember, back in the day, soap operas came on at a certain time because during that time, women would have done all the housework and now they're taking a woosah moment. I'm going to watch the soap operas. They go up at 3, around the time the kids get home. I'm going to have them some snacks.
General Hospital. So, right.
There was a science to that back then, but we have all bought into, well, everybody needs all this extravagant stuff. And so now you force the woman out of the household. And I ain't talking about our household because we got a whole set of different issues. But we forced the woman out of the household. Now she at work. The kids are in daycare. You're spending more money because we bought all this crap we don't need instead of. And I always tell you guys about listening to or watching or reading, if you will. YouTube has it, the Communist Manifesto, where it talks about this is all by design, where the proletariat, the working class people, can't have family time anymore. Why? Because they're out working 1 and 2 and 3 jobs to even have a roof over the family's head. And so by the time whoever's working comes home, you're tired, you're pissed off, you don't want to spend time with the family, you want to go right to sleep. So can we live like that, like we used to? Yes, we could, but it's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take, for, as my dad would say, some women, a man bring home a spoonful of money, she want to shovel it out the back door. It's going to take for everybody to get on the same page economically. If your man is, and Farrakhan talks about it too. I know I'm going on, but I just want to prove a point. Farrakhan talks about it too. You know, women, you shouldn't be that type of woman to where you busting your man's back. He's out there trying to put food on the table and you're irresponsible with the money. You want him to buy you this, buy you that. Let your man get on his feet good, get the foundation solid before you have all these demands, right? So we can get back to that, but we just, as I said, in closing, in my point, we got to sacrifice.
It's not just the women who
but
are
I'm saying I'm talking about in a traditional role, because I'm a traditionalist where the man.
Well, even in traditional times, sometimes the men would make the money, but they brought it home to their wives to organize the bills and pay everything with the money that he made. For me, I'm, in that role of, I know how to allocate some money and stretch a damn dollar if I need to. And I know I have an auntie and uncle who are the same way, where really, he's the one who kind of just throwing money everywhere, and she's the one like, okay, well, this got to be paid and we need this here and there. So I understand that there are some, like, for me as a stay-at-home, I'm a stay-at-home mom and a student. So I had to learn how to manage money and move a certain kind of way in order for me to be home. I know that there are not a lot of women, especially in my generation, who could do this, who could be home like this, who could just, who could sit at home, who could cook and clean and take care of the kid and go to school and like just do that. And I know a lot of women my age want to do this, but I'm like, y'all would get so lazy, and just kind of be just laid up and wouldn't know how to manage the money and make sacrifices. I go stockpile shopping, I coupon, and I know that in my generation that is very hard, but that's because we weren't necessarily taught that. I grew up with a grandmother who was a housekeeper and who took care of us and was home cooking and watching the soap operas. That's how we got into it. So I think because I grew up seeing a woman do that, even though my mom was the businesswoman, it was my grandmother who I watched do that. I learned how to manage the home. So we got to also, even because, like you said, we got the women out of the household. Well, who's teaching the girls how to manage the home and men how to go out and work if the parents ain't never there to do that?
Exactly the point. Because we've gotten the woman, and like I said, I know some people have a problem with that. Why the woman got to say, I ain't talking to y'all. I'm talking about the people who know, who are into that. I ain't talking to y'all women who want to be strong and independent and black. Don't know man, Donovan, how to get down. Don't know man tell me what to do. You ain't I ain't talking to them women. I ain't talking to them. I'm talking to the ones that understand that it's important for the woman to be at home to actually raise the kids and teach them something they can use. And so, Michi, you say exactly. He really paid for it out of our money. Talking about children. And then Anthony said, "Hi, y'all. I enjoy it. Now I'm going to cook my wife some crawfish."
Yes, he's down in the south.
Go ahead. Go on, cook for your wife.
Donovan, Donovan, she has a question for you. What are the names of your cat and dogs?
Belle is the dog. The black and white cat is Misty, and the Siamese cat is Tylan. And then I have a stray cat named T'Challa. He's laying dead on the couch in the back there.
He ain't dead for real.
Yeah.
Samuel said, Demetra, you should invite Nuri Muhammad to. I would love to. How do I get in touch with your brother? Says to your show, when you do a talk show on relationships, I know it would be a good with you and Donovan questioning. Yes, well, get us in touch. And then Jerry says, life by design, not happenstance. Absolutely, like we got to make it happen, right? So
yeah, but in Tay's defense, though, I can see where she's coming from. But Tay, you got to understand, you come from a totally different generation that bought into a woman don't need no man. Whereas now, like when me and Dee, our generation, we're the last of that old school generation. It is feasible. Like right now, if I was married, my wife is working because she wants to, not because she has to. It's because she wants to. But
it's unfortunate though, my generation, that's just not. I mean, that's man that could be like, you can work if you want to. Like, that's just not gonna happen.
But like when I get up early and I walk the malls, do you know who I see in there? I see the white women, the Arab women, and the Mexican women running around in their strollers, trying to work out to get their shapes back and stuff, and they're shopping all day. That's all they do. The black women,
I wanted to join this stroller group, but I was watching them all these women in these strollers getting the exercise, just like you're talking about. And I was like, oh, I would love to join that. And it was no black women. And I was like,
exactly. You want to know why? Because they're working.
Right. And so, Samuel, yes, hook us up. It was, man, that you guys don't know. Like, if you don't know Brother Nuri Muhammad, please do your research. He is deep in the game, especially, I forget the name of his book, but about relationships, about, having good relationships. And Jerry said that's why the Black community is in the predicament, because we can't manage our finances. If we could control our finances, we could pour into our communities. Absolutely. It's just like, we got to get back to those things. And Marcus said women got to, you said, I don't need a man. You said they got that I don't need a man attitude. Who sells a treat them like the woman they deserve to be treated, like Perry. And short women just got tired at some point overall. Not quite sure. I mean, yeah, it's kind of jumbled a little bit. Donovan, this is your expertise right here to try to decipher that comment.
Women got the I don't need no man attitude, but men who sells and treats them right, like the women they deserve to be treated, like hairy and short women just got tired at some point overall. I'm not sure. Not sure.
Yeah. So it's definitely doable. We just got to change our attitudes and start really thinking about what we are spending our money on. I mean, like I said, my mom had a nursing degree, license, and all of that, but she stayed home with us. My dad did not want her to work. She said my mom stayed home, was a stay-at-home mom all the way up until the time I was almost 18. That's a long time. Mm-hmm. So I benefit.
I have a doctorate before I go back to work, probably.
Well, yeah. I benefited from having, my mom, all of my siblings did. We benefited from having my mom there. She taught us some things. And so I come from that generation. But yeah, I think we need to.
And I think when you talked about us managing our money better, what I see a lot is like, a lot of times Black people get so caught up in not just labels, but just how certain things look. And look at your shoes. My shoes are comfortable and functional. That's all that matters. Right. Why you got this with that? And I'll go to Ross. Like, to me, that's a shopping experience, is Ross. I only go to the mall if like I have a special occasion or something and I can't find it at Ross. So I think that's because I'm humble and I'm not embarrassed to say that I coupon or I stockpile shop or I look for in the clearance or bargain. And I think that unfortunately a lot of Black people are embarrassed to do that. But then at the same time, you know, you have these rappers rolling around with $10,000 in cash in their hand, but they not realizing that was a cash advance for money that you have to pay back, and you probably gonna end up have to pay back double because of the interest on it.
Right.
So we have such a false idea of what it means to have money and what's out there. And Jay-Z tried to, you know, put our people on game with his 4 for 4 album, but unfortunately it was a very quick transition from that back into the same old stuff.
Right.
So I think
Jay-Z,
once we're able to be humble and realize, what I realized was like, I don't have to post everything that I do, so therefore it would be no reason for me to be even embarrassed if people saw what I had going on. So I definitely think there has to be some more humbling attitudes and understanding. You could close Facebook and you could close Instagram and go save some money, and it's not gonna hurt you. So
right,
you know.
A good point. And Michi says short women, because Michi is short.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm short.
Yeah.
What's going on with the short women? Tell me.
And so Marcus says, I am saying the attitude that women have towards men right now is to the fault of men overall. Got you. Mm-hmm. We never got off the titty, and now women are just tired.
Okay, I'll agree with that. But here's the problem. When the system, when the system told that Black woman, we will give you a house and just kick your man out, now that left these women raising these young men. And sometimes, I mean, you can talk to some of these young men right now and they sound like women, you know, in their attitude and their mentality.
Where was the Black men at, Donovan? You know why?
No, wait. You know,
they was in jail.
And every time I go into what it is and what happened, it doesn't matter. We're saying where we're at right now. It doesn't matter. I don't care if these men are in jail. I don't care if they're around the corner. The point is,
don't blame Black women for welfare.
I'm not blaming Black women for welfare, but what I'm saying is this. The system set up so you get rid of your man, we'll do this. That left you guys to have to go out there and work, that those children. And we're still suffering from that today. Now,
but it wasn't leave your man and come get on welfare. It was, well, your man is gone. So
no, he wasn't.
Gonna be able to help
no, he wasn't. He wasn't gone yet.
Let me referee here. So we do know there was systemic and institutional happenings that helped tear the Black family apart. One,
yes,
you know, cocaine, adjacent to our neighborhoods. We had a lot of our Black
Vietnam War,
go to jail, a whole host of things, leaving the Black woman vulnerable, if you will, ended up relying on the system a lot of times. So the whole, you know, I'm gonna choose a welfare check over my man. Those cases were, well, the man couldn't get a job because he had felonies. A whole host of things went on with it. So I can't have you here, because when the lady come, like in Claudine, when the lady comes, I got to hide the fact that I'm even living with this man because I'm on, you know, Section 8 and all this other stuff. So there's a whole lot of things going on there. But to Donovan's point, and I don't blame Black women either, because Donovan, what do I say? Right. There's a single mom and there's a what?
There's an absent father.
There's an absent father. So it goes hand in hand. But the fact that we have a lot of single women raising a lot of these boys, we are starting to, it's just fact, we're starting to see the fallout from that, not having, not even the daddy, but just a good male role model in the Brandon, you back. And so let me get to some of these comments. And so Jerry had to go. Thanks for your input. And Al, what's happening? He says, stepdad came home from work and asked my mom, did you miss me? My mom said yes, with every bullet so far.
Who said the Al?
Who else?
I thought we agreed we don't read his comment.
And Meecha says, I used the coupon, very therapeutic. I know you didn't need no tissue. You know what? I want to say big ups to my girl Tay, because Tay be going to them couponer houses. She called me up talking about, I'm going over here to need something. Yes, I need some tissue and some toilet paper. And we good. But we was already doing that before this whole thing, the apocalypse.
Yeah, we sure were.
Yeah, and so Jerry says music industry uses sharecropping with their subcontractors and entertainers. Yes, they do. And Brandon says, I'm back. And And then Jerry says the good time situation. Yes, with you can't have your man in the house, gotta hide. And Marcus says, in truth, we have a lot of R. Kelly type brothers out here who just can't afford to be extreme. Is R. Kelly was, and if you listen to him, he was a titty boy. So basically, I guess
yes,
there was. I agree with you, Marcus. I think if he had some women, a man in his life put to his backside, he might not have ended up being who he is. I don't know. And then William, you say, and hello, by the way. Say, let's be more realistic. Not everyone, especially in the Black community, has it where they can leave their woman at home while they work. Some do. It's not even working that well in our communities. In today's economy, it takes two with good incomes to get over it, rather. That is an eroding ideology, and it is faster going askew. It's not entirely a fault under our control. Now, I have some business updates following. But yeah, I mean, it's doable. It's doable.
It's doable. Like I said, you're not gonna, it's doable. You're not gonna have the Jordans. I can have a Mercedes. I don't have a Mercedes. I have a Demetra.
Right. You have no red bottoms and you walking out of them.
Yeah. I mean, our problem is the system is dependent on Black people. We're the biggest consumers. That's why they won't let us go, but they don't want us to stay.
Right.
If we left, this system would completely collapse.
Right.
So it is doable. But the thing is, if you're going to keep out getting name brand this, name brand that for the same shoe that comes from the same company, a Lexus and a Toyota come off the same exact assembly line. It's the same. It's the same frame.
I need that. I need me a Lexus down.
Yeah, but yet you're going to pay $10,000 more for the L symbol. It just doesn't make sense. But that's how we've been conditioned.
Good point. Yeah. And there's the bad choices of who most of these Black women choose to be with effed up the Black community. So he's saying who these Black women are making choices to be with. But I always say how about be a better choice for these Black women? It's like it's like nobody's going to be on the more on the hook. I think we are all on the hook. So we say Black women make bad choices. Well, how about making yourself a better choice? You know
what? I'm a bounce off of that, D. You know what I think it is, and I say this a lot, and I will be real. We all grown here. I think that unfortunately, because as human beings, we're drawn to survival, and part of our survival is reproduction and sex. I think that unfortunately for Black women, they have the idea that a hood dude has the better sex and is the better mate than this bookworm corporate dude or whatever you want to call it. And that is so not true.
Well, but time out. Did you guys see the Philip Scott show? There was a girl on there. He was referencing this girl who said that she would rather have a guy that makes fast money, street, versus somebody who's on Wall Street. Now, again, we're a high caliber of animal. Most women in any species of animal always procreates with the stronger male. So that fakeness about I'm a bad boy, whatever, that triggers something in women's heads to think, oh, that's the stronger guy. I'm going to go, to procreate with this guy. But also, like the animal kingdom, when the guy is done bumping and grinding, you're on your own. Okay.
And that's the thing, is we have to shift our minds to work with the way that we live now, because to me, because it's crazy, because these hood dudes to me aren't even like, I like some muscle, like I like all that dad bods and stuff, because I be seeing these hood dudes, skinnier than a stick. And I'm just like, that to me, you're not going to protect me because all you doing is picking up a gun, or whatever, because you don't really have that protection on yourself. So I think, like I was saying earlier, I think women need a lot of women need to shift their mind to work with our society, because a man with that 9 to 5 she was talking about is going to be able to protect and provide for you more than just a dude that's out there in the streets for any old kind of reason. I watched that video and it was such a horrible representation of Black women. And she was like, if I need $25,000, I don't want you to say I got to wait till my check on Friday. You don't know what his check is going to look like, especially depending on who you with and what do you even need. You're the one asking for money. What do you need $25,000 for in the first place? for you to determine when this man should get it to you by. It was, and even her homegirl at first was kind of like keying and agreeing. Then all of a sudden the homegirl was like, what? She asking 50 million questions because the homegirl was like, I'll take a doctor or a lawyer.
What?
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with a mechanic or somebody who
a mechanic,
a warehouse,
a grocery store owner. It don't matter. Like they be bringing in a lot more money than these corner boys, but unfortunately, it's just how it looks. And because and the thing is like, well, what are you doing? How are you hustling? Can you even hold a 9 to 5?
It's just like Phil said. If all you're bringing to the relationship is sex and your looks are going to fade. Mm-hmm. You ain't bringing money. So
my
good example, like
fled when I was pregnant, so I had a harsh reality of realizing.
Well, girl, you feel bad. So let me read these other comments here. And so Brandon, so I read that one, and so Jerry's laughing, and then Samuel says, both relevant points. However, it doesn't help when there are policies to reward separating rather than rewarding. At this point. And William, you put up a link. We'll have to check that out. I think that's something. I think that belongs to you. The link, and then Marcus, you say, and I can't see. I don't know why it won't let me see the rest of your comment, but you said the black man position right now is so jacked up. We will watch and record another black man beat up a black woman and find it humorous. We see black men watching black and white officers abuse black children and never take a stance other than the video. We see extreme trafficking of black children and the rape and abuse of young black women who buy white men globally, who are bought by white men globally, I think you said, with little or no response from the black man or the black community on a whole. The black man gave up his manhood when I think you said Dr. King. I don't see your other part of your comment.
Yeah, part of it.
So, but no, you make some good points. I mean, what has happened? And then,
but again, how can that next generation do that if there wasn't a strong male figure in the home? A woman can never teach a man how to be a man.
Right. And so
and that's why I feel like y'all's generation needs to take some kind of responsibility, because I see a lot of times the Gen Xers talking about the millennials or the Gen Z, which is the generation behind me. Oh, they don't know how to do this and they don't know how to do this. And sometimes I'm like, well, who were they raised by?
They should be raised by their parents. Because like I said, I have sons and they're doing very well because I promised to kick their asses, for whatever, because they're men now.
I'm saying I see those kind of parents talking about the children in their own home, like their own children. Oh, it's just because it's a generation. Well, no. For a great example, I was 17. I graduated high school before I even learned how to pump gas. We pulled up at a gas station. My mom said, I need you to pump the gas for me. I said, I don't know how to pump gas. And she said, what? How the hell you don't know how to pump gas? And it's like, well, nobody's ever taught me. So we can't,
that's a parent thing.
Yeah, that's a parent thing. That, but what I'm saying is that there, at some point, these parents have to take responsibility for, well, these boys didn't have great dads and role models. So, I mean, how can you expect certain things from them? I'm not saying we should baby them, because I feel like black men are babied the most, but
I agree. So let me get to you.
At some point, it's got to be some kind of accountability somewhere. And I don't think we could sit around and, oh, woe is me, I wasn't raised right.
You've got positive role models out there. So to me, that's still not an excuse. You got an uncle. You got, like I said, my brother's kids are out here. I still check on him like I'm supposed to. And I tell him, I catch you doing this, I'm kicking your ass. I don't influence my nephew to say, oh yeah, smoke weed, man, it's cool. Yeah, dude, I ain't gonna say nothing. No, I'm gonna whip your ass because I know what that does. Right. So, to me, that's no excuse to say, well, the father's locked up. You don't have a positive male in the community that you can go to.
Right. So let me get to these.
But that's why they turned it to. Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Let me get these comments real quick, and you guys can finish that point. And so when you put up your link again, and Al says, ladies, listen to Donovan and I. Don't be like Claudine because she was with a nasty man while lying in bed after sex. Roop got up to catch a mouse. You know what? He's stupid. And Walter, what's happening is it doesn't take two incomes to survive.
Exactly.
Walter's a master financial planner. Says it doesn't take two incomes to survive. It takes getting your expenses under control.
Yes.
Talking about, and this ain't my words now,
Negro the Nikes.
Come on, y'all. This is embarrassing. If you're missing this economic chance of wealth, you are dumb as hell. Medea, dumb as hell. So he's the quote of Medea, y'all dumb as hell. So, you know, that comes from somebody who was on the financial planning side. And Brandon says a lot of good Black men out there. Black women are just not choosing them. So how could you be the better choice if you are not getting chosen? Oh, Lord. And he says the worst choice is getting chosen. And Walter says, I need to come on Sunday. That's right. Also said he needs to come on Sunday. You know what? We can have up to 6 people on here if y'all want to come on. Come on. Why you got? I'm gonna write both of your names down because I'm sending y'all a link on Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
What's the topic on Sunday?
Huh?
What's the topic on Sunday?
We can talk about finances or whatever.
Yeah. I do want to speak on what Walter said. That's my father-in-law, right?
Yes, your father-in-law.
Oh, okay. Hey, father-in-law. Okay, so I want to speak on what he said about managing your expenses. We talked a little bit. You mentioned how I was playing cash flow with my family. I do encourage everybody to go on Amazon because I know we can't really hit the stores right now. Or if you find yourself in a Walmart, they don't make it anymore. But I would definitely go on Amazon and I would look for cash flow because it's a game. You get a card that has your salary on there and everything and whatever your job is, and you actually learn how to get out of the rat race, and it has all these different things. You have opportunities that come up. You get your regular paycheck, you can land on a baby, you can spend it, having spending habits and stuff like that. But the best thing, it shows you're supposed to, the way you get out of the rat race is your passive income is more than your monthly expenses. And what I have been doing myself is that I've learned how to decrease my bills so that way I could survive on less and less. I used to have the mindset of I need to make more money. But if all you're doing is having more expenses and more money, you're not getting anywhere. You could bring in $10,000 but have to spend 9 of it, and then you still in the same place as somebody making $1,200 a month.
Right, your lifestyle. So
definitely adjust your lifestyle to your income to where you only spending, you only have to spend half of what you bringing in.
Right. So Walter and Brandon, y'all gonna be on the show on Sunday. I'm gonna send y'all a link. I'm gonna hit you guys up Saturday evening just to kind of remind you. I'm gonna come on here. I hear somebody clicking again in the background. And Samuel says, Kate is saying if something is wrong with the fruit, check the tree. Absolutely. I agree with that. I agree that our generation definitely dropped the ball on y'all. We just have, And Marcus says, and we got a lot of Black women that teach their little boys how to call a woman a B before they teach him how to open the door for his sister or himself after mom. Honestly,
that's true.
Failing on both sides, absolutely. And Samuel was saying, but Donovan is right also. Al says, my grandfather, I don't know, Kaye, is that you're in? Something's kind of clicking around. He says, I know these mics are sensitive on the thing here. And Al says, my grandfather used to say, a boy will never be a man until he sees a man. Absolutely. And we, as women, do a lot of things, but to teach a man how to be a man, I don't think that's a trait that we have necessarily. And Arson says, hey guys, this is right. Is this person related to Walter or is it a coincidence? Yes, that's his daughter-in-law, my niece. Very knowledgeable young lady. We need her more like her and her to teach the women her age.
Yes, real quick. I wanted to, before we go, somebody asked me about stock tips. Now, here's one thing I'm going to say for you guys out there. With all this bullshit, right now, the biggest transfer of wealth just now happened. $2.something trillion just passed, not including the 1.5 that was snuck underneath while you guys are looking at this coronavirus stuff and getting all panicked.
We saw
the biggest transfer of wealth in history. Now, notice that when it comes to, this is a serious situation that's going on. I'm not going to doubt it. There was almost no hearings, no studies, none of that. They just said $2 trillion, no questions asked. When it comes to reparations, we got to study that. Right. We got to do this. We got to do that. Right. But anyway,
a mic or something clicking in the back.
That's not me. I'm on a laptop. So, so I want you guys to pay attention to that. Now, like we said earlier in the show, if you didn't learn anything from 2008, and if you're not learning anything now, this is the time to get your shit together. We are 12 years to a slave. Now, right. I am not a financial expert or a guru, so these are some of the things that that I've done. When the stock market crashed 2 weeks ago, I lost over $65. Now that we got our money back and we snuck it in on you guys, I pretty much evened out all the money I lost. I pretty much got all back. So some of the stocks that I told you guys about, it was Tilray, which is a which is a hemp type company. It went for $3.09 at its lowest point. No, it went lower than that. It was like $1 and something 2 weeks ago. Right now, it's trading at $9.10, and the stock market just closed, so it's at $9.10 right now. There's Empire stock. Well, one of the stock, it's called Empire State Realty Trust. They do realty in Manhattan.
Hold on a second. I hear something. I don't know what it is, but it's like, I don't know if somebody's typing or something. It's kind of
I think it sounds like mic feedback. Actually, I can hear it too.
It's like
every time.
Yeah. Well, there's Empire State Realty Trust, and they do realty in Manhattan, New York. That stock took off, and I got it initially for $3. It's at $8.73. Now, a lot of the stocks that I recommend to you guys, these aren't outrageous stocks, okay? Amazon's an outrageous stock. That's $2,000 a share. I try to give you guys what I pretty much deal with. That's within your Starbucks budget, okay? So if you can go to Starbucks 3 times a day and spend $15, you could have been buying some of these stocks. Hexo now is on the positive side. The Six Flags Entertainment. We know Al goes to Six Flags a lot, so I know as long as Al's alive, Six Flags is going to make money. But there was a lot of stock that you guys could have jumped on. Yeah, there was a lot of stock that you guys could have jumped on that would have made you guys a significant amount of money. So again, I'm going to tell you, continue to invest and buy as much marijuana stock as possible. I have over 1,000 shares between two different things. AMD, which is the chip manufacturing computers, that one right now is one of the highest ones. Its average price is $32. It's going at $46, but that one never goes down. Water, Johnson & Johnson products. The average price of these stocks is about $50. If you can't take $50 and just invest it, one stock, just buy one and just keep it. It's the long game. But those are some of the stocks, again, I'm going to continue to recommend. Hexo, Hertz, the rental company is a good one. AMC Entertainment, now that we're in a recession and people are going to lose their jobs, they're going to do exactly what they did in the 1929. They're going to go to escapism. They're going to go to the movies. AMC Theaters is another good stock. Parks and hotels and resorts. A lot of real estate was really good to get right now. And Parks, there's like a resort company. That one goes for $8.79. I got it when it was at $3. So if you guys go and do your research, there's a lot of stock out there that you guys can get that is affordable. It's just affordable.
And I would say this too, because Donovan and I'm going to get to you guys' comments. We talked about this the other day, how a lot of times people ask us, and Tay, I'm going to unmute your mic and just, can you hear me? Can I hear you, Tay? So, a lot of times people, and I'm not a stock guru at all, so I say that.
Yeah, we're not stock gurus.
People ask us about stock tips, and I think maybe people are asking about that one big, just give me the one stock tip that's going to hit like the lotto. Well, I mean, it's the stock market, so you kind of, taking some risk and things like that. But, just if you got a little bit of money, try some here, there, or, consult a professional or whatever to get the best advice. Let me also get to these comments. And William said, it's not all doom and gloom for us. Here is some text where Blacks are succeeding. Okay, so put up a link. Samuel says, Big Pharma, probably good investments considering vaccines come out. They're going to clean up, but those are expensive as well already.
Expensive stocks, so yeah.
I saw your comment, Al, about the mic. It was a good suggestion. So, Tay, I'm going to unmute you.
Yeah, and here's another good thing about the stocks, you guys. ownership. It's about ownership. This will start changing your mindset when you're going into corporations. So like if I go to McDonald's, which everybody does, I own a piece of McDonald's. I'm going to take that knowledge and I'm going to pass it on to my grandchildren and my sons and stuff like that. And then it just gives you a mentality of ownership rather than consumerism.
Right. No, absolutely. So anyway, you guys, Kaye, do you have anything to add to that?
I was just thinking, a lot of people are stuck at home having to cook right now. So I think once this is all over, restaurants being able, that's a cheap, easy way to go out. I think it's good to try and invest in some restaurants, like you said, McDonald's or something like that, or anything. I think that would be where a lot of money is going to go once this is over, because people are going to be wanting to go out. Nobody's going to want to cook anymore because they are exhausted with the food that they had at home. So they're going to want to, and people going to want to go out and eat deer because they sick of chicken. Like it's something like that. I definitely think that's a good place to put some money. And I hope that all of the business owners out there, all the chefs and the people who do own their own kitchen, or us as bakers, I hope that we all clean up at this time after this is over with, because we have what the people have gone without at home all this time. So that's my little bitty input, because I don't know nothing about the stuff.
All right. Well, we are at the end. We went over almost an hour, but hell, what else are we doing, right?
Almost over an hour. We have 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Hey,
right.
it ain't like we have something to do outside.
My baby is wondering
right.
where I'm at.
So this is the thing. Sunday we're gonna be back. I'm gonna hit up Brandon and Walter. They both said they want to be a guest on the show. So as I tell you guys, and Donovan and I both tell you, if you want to be a guest on the show, just hit us up. We like to share. We ain't greedy. And we'll have a spirited conversation as we did, because like we said, we supposed to be staying our asses in the house any damn way, right?
Right.
So better than to watch TV than to come on here and chop it up and iron sharpen iron. Al, you come on here too, tell some of your jokes. We'll give you a little stand-up time, whatever.
No, you can't do that, dude.
I gotta give my man some shine. So
you can't put Al on here.
Anyway, so you guys, we're out of here. You guys have anything to say in closing?
You guys, like, again, whatever stocks are left, it's about ownership, getting the mentality of ownership. If not for you, get it for your grandchildren. That's the best gift to give them, so that when they're 20 years old, Amazon stock in 1993 went for $1994 went for $3 a share. It's $2,000 a share, and I missed out on it. There we are. So,
what about you, Tay? You got anything to say in closing?
In closing, I want to say to all of the Black business owners out there, I hope that everyone can take their time, even if you feel like you have great customer service skills, maybe go and train and do some research on how to learn your clientele, learn how to put yourself out there in a way that keeps people coming back. I hope that we all as Black people learn better customer service and professionalism with other businesses as well. And I want to say follow Sweets by Netta on Instagram, and you can find us on Facebook as well. That's Sweets with a Z by Netta, Netta. I'll post the link in the comments to our stuff, and I want to thank you guys for having me on here. And I had a break from my kid, so it was cool.
Anytime y'all want to come on, please just drop us a line. We'll be more than happy to send you a link to come on here. In fact, I think I can send you a link as we're talking if you want to come on here and express yourself. So anyway, I'm Demetra, Kaye. As you guys can see, we're with the Black people, Brenda, Donovan, Saadiq. Hey, Coulter, thank you so much for being a guest on here. As always, it is our pleasure. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please hit us up. We love doing this, and we love having the other side of the conversation, which is Facebook. So we will see you guys here on Sunday. If you have anything you want us to talk about, please let us know. Please enjoy your quarantine. And get something good to eat, free your mind, stick your head out the window a little bit, get some fresh air. So anyway, we'll see you guys on Sunday. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.